You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, everybody, hello, and welcome back to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 20. We made it to 20. Feels
somehow.
Somehow. It feels like forever ago since we started this thing, but now we're on 20, and we're almost a quarter way to 100, which I guess would be our next
You think any of us will be alive by that?
I hope so.
You might not be. We're working you like a dog.
Yeah,
Do you think it's felt fast or slow?
Fast. It's flying by.
I don't know.
I don't know. It feels like just yesterday we were in downtown Wheeling recording these episodes.
Yeah, with Menopause the Musical.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Couldn't find a place to park.
It's flying by.
Yeah.
It's went pretty quick.
But
I think it has. Shit,
I can tell you this, we've had a heck of a lot of fun.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
I think we
thing.
should just turn it in now.
This is it. This is
Retire.
our last
Go
episode.
out on a high.
All right.
Thanks for everybody's support. We
Yep.
appreciate
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's
See ya.
it. That's
Signing off.
We'll see you next time. All right. No, but we had a good weekend. We had a show at River City. If you came, thank you very much for coming down. It means a lot that you came down. We filled the place up for people that actually came for us, which is pretty cool. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you know that we are live shows. We haven't perfected them yet. So, was it a great show? It was all right, but we had a good time. We had a good turnout. We had some fun, but we still got some work to do.
Well, of course, and here's the deal. That's okay.
Yeah,
and remember,
absolutely.
we're all new to this. None of us are professionals. So at the end of the day, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm all about growing professionally and personally, and to us, that's both right now. So we learn, we grow from it. It's all good.
Yeah, I think
To the outside person, I think it seems probably better than to us.
Yeah.
But it would be
Definitely.
silly for us to think we were good at that already. That would be just a bad.
Fuck no.
It'd be a bad way to go about business. We got a long way to go. We'll keep getting better, and that's all we can do. We just got to continue to improve, just like a team. You're not always going to be great, but you got to keep getting better, learn from mistakes, and we'll
actually,
do that.
Oh, 100%. And actually, I know we always ask for feedback and any kind of communication and that type of stuff. We're not above hearing constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
So the
Please.
fact of the matter, if you see something or you hear something that you feel like we could do better, or even other suggestions and ideas, please communicate that.
Facts. And it doesn't even have to be constructive. If you just want to criticize.
Yeah, 100%. You're right.
Yeah.
No, I guess how we handle that is how it's taken,
Yeah.
right?
Because something that Jeff and I always bring up is because I'm kind of a cynic when it comes to a lot of this stuff, and I pull the reins a lot. But we always say that people that we know always say great job, you did great, you're doing a great job. But
I call that grin fucking.
yes, and we kind of are waiting till we kind of hit that outer rim of people that we don't know.
Well,
Tell us we
we
suck
kind of had
once in
that
a
one
while.
guy, the fella in the Tide jersey.
Oh,
over
yeah.
On
He didn't
Friday,
like the
that
audio.
guy, he
Oh,
came
yeah.
up,
That
he
wasn't
was-
all our fault, though.
Yeah,
That was,
the audio. he did
a lot of
something
that, we're a victim of our surroundings.
Yeah.
And Job, I want
hey, as our cup says,
Exactly.
victim
Yeah,
of circumstance.
circumstance.
we should. we all wanted to thank Jason,
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Miller and River City,
Absolutely.
Jay and Sean for being great
And
DJs.
Abby, who was working with
Yeah.
them.
Abby Herc for coming on.
Yeah.
And Josh and Anna.
Anna
Yeah,
Myers
thank you,
Penhouse.
everyone.
Once again, you take good care of us. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
She's fantastic.
The,
Really,
the,
really
the
good.
whole setup and deconstruction.
Ace provided the beers for the chugging.
Yeah,
kind of
good
helped
job,
us out
Ace.
there.
Good
Yeah.
job,
That's
Ace.
one thing Ace is very good at, getting the beers
Hey,
filled up.
I don't know what it was on Friday, but man, those beers were tasting good.
Yeah, that's
funny.
They were tasting really
Holy
good. Yeah,
said he was drunk after 2.
I had 4 beers on set, and I'm sitting up there kind of buzzing a little bit.
Just out of curiosity, real quick, Mark, did you, and I know Mark's off air, and I apologize, but did you know the cat that came up to you and talked about the video or the audio?
We don't have him mic'd up right now, so.
Okay, well, actually,
Oh, so
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in that mode
I
today.
feel like I've known that guy was a dick too, just
So
by
here's the
looking
deal.
at
My
him.
last encounter with this cat was I was behind him, and it was our first show up there, and he pulled out literally, I don't want to say a wad, but a decent amount of $2 bills. And I just happened
$2
$2 bills. And I'll be honest with you, back in the day, as a kid, that would be people's gifts. It was a big deal to get a $2 bill
Yeah.
back in the day. So simple was I was over top of his right shoulder, and I seen him with those, and just truly small talk was like, "Hey man, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen a $2 bill in a really long time." Flat out looked me straight in the eyes and goes, "You can get them at the bank."
What a dick.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like,
yeah.
well,
I mean, what a dick.
Well, who carries $2 bills around
what
with
a
them?
fucking
what?
clown.
I tell you what, thanks for enlightening me today, Dick. I didn't think I could go to the bank. That's so cool. Wow.
We had
Yeah,
guys
right.
try to make bets with $2 bills before.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
do that?
I mean, it's real currency.
It's
I mean,
pay
I
money.
recommended that they didn't, but
What do you think is the next bill that the United States creates?
There won't be one.
don't
they'll
think?
probably reduce them.
I was going to say, I
they'll
think
get
they
rid
take
of
away.
the 10 probably.
The rumorville, remember there was a shortage of pennies. They were going to take away pennies from
were
us.
gone.
Yeah.
I love a
Well,
good penny.
if there's any questionable characters on any of these dollar bills, they'll be the first to go. Any guys?
You know
that-
what? That's a valid
Yeah.
point.
I think
Had-
they should add either a $30 or a $40 bill because
Why?
I feel like I'm always getting screwed over when the bill's like
$30
$28 or $38.
All right.
Hey,
Two
all right. Here's the
separate
question:
bills.
who should be on the $30 bill? Brittany Griner?
Pete Rose.
They're talking about pulling out talks. Did you guys see that today?
Who?
They're talking about it. The talks
Pete?
on Briner.
Oh,
Briner.
oh, oh.
Didn't there?
Decision comes Friday.
I know. Well, the sentence comes, so they're already
Hopefully,
talking.
Russia just executes her before they can exchange it.
Okay.
I don't really mean that, but she's worthless. She's basically anti-American.
I
and
know.
worthless.
Job, can you
I have to cut that
can
one.
you bleep out the E word
well,
there?
violence.
Oh,
Doesn't
she'll be fine.
wasn't there going to be like a trade? Wasn't there like
I
trades
think-
and talks? Like
ESPN put out a notification for it, like it was like a trade.
There was
deadline.
gonna be a
Oh,
trade.
they're
If-
pretty invested in this ESPN.
But what? How could anybody possibly equate the Merchant of Death
Yeah.
and an WNBA player?
If you were over there, Job, who would you want us to release for you?
There's no one that would equal me. I don't have value.
Value.
compared to
Almon
anybody.
Al-Zawahiri, you could have been traded for him
Yeah.
last night till he got blown up by a drone. So,
Yeah.
hey, shout out to Biden for that. He got one good job
Yeah,
done.
that's-
So, congrats to our
yeah,
president.
what was his name again? the fella?
Almon Al-Zawahiri.
He shut it down.
He
I
was,
tell you what,
he
that
was a
fucking
ruthless
solid.
terrorist. Yeah.
That was solid right there.
Yeah.
God bless
Well,
you.
I remember Al-Zawahiri during the 9/11. You know, he was always suspected as being involved in a
Without
lot
a
of that
doubt,
stuff.
yep.
So, anyway, it's always good to see, regardless, I said this before on the show, but even if you don't support the president and you don't like him or whatever, whoever the president was, when you get a guy like that, you should applaud him. So,
Oh, yeah,
not that
definitely.
Joe had anything to do with it, but
Have a
his
great
people
time.
got the job done.
Yeah, that was from a drone strike,
Right, yeah.
right?
And, hey, Obama used to drone strike Americans. It's amazing. But, hey, basically to me, if you commit terrorist acts against the country, you're no longer an American. I think you should
Zero.
lose your rights. So
Zero.
I'm all cool with that. See, I supported that when Obama did that. So
No, I
anyway,
agree with
Good
that.
job, Bob.
cheers to the Biden
Boy,
administration for
We've-
getting the
yeah,
job done.
We've got
Job, you're going to use this audio clip against me when I say cheers to the Biden administration.
Yeah,
oh
clip
no,
that.
Yeah, he's
Clip
God.
that. Yeah, boy, we went on a little
My bad,
tangent
I
there.
started that.
Yeah,
where
I got
we?
one here.
Goddamn
thank,
$2 bills and grinder.
Well, no,
Yeah.
first
the
off,
Griner to
congratulate-
Al-Zawahiri.
I wanted to congratulate Caitlin from our Instagram and Maisie from Oz's, the two giveaway winners. So we'll be sending that stuff out later this
Awesome.
week.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. Thanks for everybody that participated in that. We'll probably have a few more of those down the line with people that are willing to participate in giveaways like that. But I want to say to you, great job on the interviews
Yes, super
wonderful.
on WKKX. That's on the Watchdog. For those of you that don't know or you're just listening now, we have a live show that some of these guys will be doing on Monday, this upcoming Monday, at 2 o'clock on WKKX and WVLY. That's the Watchdog Network. So you can go online and listen at watchdognetwork.com, or you can go and obviously listen to them on the radio. But Soup has been doing some interviews kind of leading up to the show on Monday, and you knocked it out of the park both times.
We'll
Wonderful
be,
job.
a couple of us will be on live with Donnie Gilbert, AM 1600. This will come out on Thursday, so Friday at 12:30. Anyone who wants to tune in.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
And
cool.
AM 1600 and then FM 98
98.1, I think.
98.1
Yeah,
FM?
98.1, and then AM. You can check on their website and make sure. But
And actually, even go out and listen right now because listen to 1600 and the other station as well because all of our promos are out
Ooh,
there.
yeah.
And
Yeah, great job
this
on
cat
those,
does
yeah.
a really nice job with those for sure.
yeah, that was those are fun to do, and hope. And
shows-
I haven't heard them yet. So
The show's going to be exciting. I hope.
you haven't heard your
Yeah.
promo?
no, I haven't
It's
heard it
sick.
yet.
Have
It
you
is.
heard the music behind it?
I
He
heard
heard it.
yeah.
He made it.
I made it, but I haven't heard it on the radio yet. So
That's like the
I'll have
first
to-
or second episode we made, and I said, hey, the episode was sick. Did you listen to it? and Jump, you said, listen to it. I edited it.
But you think about, real quick, I'll get real cheesy right now, but you think about, even from your standpoint, and for all of our standpoint, let's be honest, who would ever thought, Christ, we'd be part of a live radio show now? I mean, we started this whole thing truly with aspirations, and we all hoped that this was going to go well, but in my opinion, I think it's going way better than I even anticipated, quicker, even quicker. But
people are starting to trust us.
People are starting to trust us, but even coming down coming down Route 2, and all of a sudden I'm listening to 1600, and our boy Jub Delbrooks on the radio shooting a promo. It's like, well, shit, it's like gives me chills on the way down because it's just super cool.
I mean, really, it's kind of amazing. 20 episodes, we've had 3 live shows. We now have a show on the radio. We have our own burger.
We have our own website where we're selling clothes.
We're selling clothes. That's kind of fucked up.
It truly is.
We've got.
We got Champ on mugs and T-shirts.
We're up to on Spotify. I'll pull up the numbers maybe later in the show, but I think we're like at 2,500 listeners.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Chris, how about Seth Stasky? And thank you for the interview on Monday. He said, so when I need some betting advice, I can just listen to your guys' show for some winners.
That was
right?
a good answer you gave him. I like that.
But yeah, people are going to start looking at us.
If you listen long enough, you're going to get some winners.
That's another good point. We recorded the 3rd episode of Bettor's Last Stand yesterday, and unfortunately,
beautiful day.
We got rained out towards the end. We didn't get a whole lot of. Well, these guys didn't.
I take full credit for that disaster. And Chris gets a lot of abuse for this, and rightfully so, because he's a curse if there ever was one most of the time. But I got us good yesterday when I said, it looks like we dodged a bullet. I can't remember my exact
It started
words.
raining a little bit at the beginning.
It got dark.
And it got real dark, and kind of we got trickled on, and then it got a little sunny. And right when we got towards the third segment, Matt goes, well, it looks like we dodged the rain. And I'm not telling you, within 15 minutes, it was an absolute down.
The papers were soaked.
You know what that
means?
Mess. The podcast god said, fuck you.
They did. Well, they didn't want us to talk about Cooley's Bucks. That's why.
It was. Okay.
We had to cut short the NFC South discussion. We sped through that really quickly.
Yeah, that was real quick.
It was really fast.
Luke
Poor
said,
Chubb's sitting over there just getting poured on. Umbrellas, all the equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
like
a
Mr.
rough.
Fuji.
It was actually our first. It was the first, and I told Matt this. It was the first time in 20 weeks that we've had any kind of bad weather where it's
knock on
we
wood.
always missed it.
Now watch it.
A few times we got done just in time. Remember, about 2 times we avoided a big storm here. But
last week it started raining.
Yeah.
I think a little bit before we.
But thankfully, all the gear's
down.
okay. It was kind of. We were all worried that some of the gear would be kind of.
And we said some really nice things about Cooley's Bucks, about 10 words apiece. That was about all.
I think the Bucks are going to win it all. Me too.
Yeah.
See you
Luke
guys.
said that's the Super Bowl champions.
Can't wait to listen.
Let's move on.
Yeah, but we had good show. Go check that out. That's Bettor's Last Stand. That's underneath. So what's going to happen is on anywhere where you find our podcast, it's the Pine Room Podcast or the Pine Room Studios, and underneath that same channel, you're going to be able to go find everything else that we do. So Bettor's Last Stand, whatever show we could come up with in the future, it's going to be underneath the Pine Room Podcast. So you'll see it underneath the main thing. And maybe down the line, if we have, I don't know, if we get enough distribution, we might be able to, make their own channels. But for now, if you want to go look at Bettor's Last Stand, listen to it, go to the Pine Room Studios, that's on YouTube, and then just look up the Pine Room Podcast or go where you normally
find all of our
podcast.
Stuff is on there too, right?
Yes,
all of those features we did with Coach Crutchfield and Michael, and what other one was on there?
Michael,
the gentleman from Blaming on My Roots,
Chris
right?
Dutton.
Chris Dutton,
yeah. Okay.
and one more.
Well, we had Chase on the set with the show,
Chase
but he was in our show.
Yeah, he was on the main show. So you guys can go check all that stuff out. And again, thanks for everybody coming to the live show.
And thanks for Soup, your boy Chase, come out and supported us on Friday.
Him and
Lindsay.
He's a massive fan.
Actually, the picture you took that night, did you guys kill that bot, or was that bot already had a little bit gone from that?
I can't even remember.
I remember he said he felt terrible the next day.
Guess what that means?
I don't even remember sending you guys a picture.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
did.
picture with an empty
And then the
bottle.
next day you say, I'm so hungover.
Yeah, you said he rated the show a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10.
He said the only reason that we weren't a 10 out of 10 is because he wanted to listen to us more.
Yeah, we don't want 10s yet. We're not ready for those.
Yeah.
And that 9.5 was very gracious.
We'll take the 9.5.
Very
Yeah.
gracious.
So, busy week, especially last week, and then we got some stuff coming up within the next couple weeks. We got some live shows coming out for our high school stuff that we're going to be doing. So look forward to those. That's at Scaffidi's. That is what date is that again?
The 10th.
August 10th.
The 10th
6 to 8.
of August, 6 to 8 at Scaffidi's. You can come and and
In
check that out
Steubenville.
in Steubenville if you want to grab a bite. I haven't been to Scafidis. We're actually, a couple of us are going to go to Scafidis on Thursday and get a bite to eat.
Field trip.
Get a lay of the land.
No doubt.
And then we have another show at Generations. Thankful to them for doing everything they do for us, which is just beyond what we could ask for them. But if you want to come to that show, get a Pine Room Burger and watch the show. So that is what day was that again?
17th.
The 17th. But that's what we got going on as far as live shows.
High
so
school
far.
football.
Actually,
Almost
can you
here.
run down the schools real quick, please?
Yeah, so on August the 10th in Steubenville at Scafidis, we still have a couple schools who are waiting to get back to us and stuff, but we're looking at Steubenville, Indian Creek, Weirton Madonna, Brook, Oak Glen, and then when we're going to be in Wheeling, we're looking at Wheeling Park, Wheeling Central, Lindsley, John Marshall. It's going to be a ton of fun. Get those kids a lot of media attention and hopefully get them ready for the season.
You got a good memory,
St.
Soup.
C and Wheeling, which will be good as well.
You got a good memory.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
we got to get Coach mic'd up.
yeah, we got to get you mic'd up. We got to get you mic'd up. But anyway,
I agree. If it turns out anything like when we did the boxing and we're able to interview the fighters and stuff like that, I think, in all honesty, I think this is going to be rock star stuff as well, to be honest with you.
Speaking of that, we might end up doing some more stuff with. I know Iceman wants to do some more stuff.
Iceman, Showtime.
I know that Showtime. Yeah, we want to go down and do stuff with them.
Yeah. They got fights coming up towards the end of the month.
Yeah,
and
so we might hype them up.
What are they fighting in?
They're down in Huntington.
Yeah,
another one of
another
those
rough
things
and rowdy.
like what we did. So yeah, probably have them on.
Hey, I want to bring this up because somebody sent. I think it was you that sent a picture of Dave Portnoy in a tuxedo. That I'm telling you
he
right
stole
now,
it from
I
you.
genuinely believe that those people that like the PR reps for bars,
Yeah, they noticed it.
I guarantee
I agree
you,
with you.
They got back to the headquarters or wherever and said, "Hey, there was a dude
No doubt.
in a monkey suit, and he was bringing attention." I guarantee you,
I
they
agree.
stole that from
Job,
us.
I totally
guarantee
agree.
you.
I agree with you 100%.
Because how coincidental would that be? That just so happened to be he would be in a top hat in a tuxedo.
The top hat sold it too. That was a guarantee.
Well, actually, that with the Yeti Cup.
yeah, true.
Yeti
true.
Cup.
But yeah,
No, Jubber, I think that's actually a point on, because actually when I sent that picture, that was in the back of my mind, and he's never, obviously I follow Barstool and everything, and I've never seen him decked out like that
never.
before, so I'd agree with that.
if we get news or somehow there's, I don't know, if somebody watches it and he's either there or somebody's there in a tuxedo and a top hat, we gotta look into. Can we hire a lawyer?
yeah, well, we stole a hot pick cold mug
That's
off of
true,
him.
yeah,
It's an even trade.
Okay,
trade
that's
off.
a good point. All right, and I guess they might have a little more pull than us.
I bet they can pay more attorneys than we can. So
Yeah.
Anybody want to do pro bono work for
Well, hold
us?
on, we got some strong supporters behind the show.
No, yeah, we do.
We got some strong.
You're
some
right.
strong law.
Well, let's
people.
just hope we make them proud first.
That's exactly
before
right.
they want to
Yeah.
represent us.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
We work for them for a week,
Yeah.
and here we go.
That's a good point. Or like Soup said,
I don't wanna
show
speak
20
for
and
him
we're
yet.
done.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for playing, everybody.
Well, if we retire now, we left on top.
That's a
right?
good
It's like
point.
we won a championship and then we're out.
That
yeah,
was it,
do we just wrap it up now while we're up, or do we just
Yes.
wait till this
I think
thing?
it's genius.
No, stop.
Before the avalanche comes and we're
I don't
hiking
think
up
we can burn
Kilimanjaro.
this, though. If we burn this over during a Pine Room Saturday or something like that, we'd be all dead because whatever the fumes and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Job, it would be
the-
hilarious because you always say, like, you keep reminding people the whole reason this started is for what's about to happen in a month from now on
Yeah.
Saturdays. So it'd be funny if we just shut it down before we
And
leave.
never saw any of it.
Nobody ever sees it.
Yeah,
Or does
but-
that build up the anticipation then? True. That's
To come
Well,
out of
wait.
retirement.
What if we just stop doing it for a little while and then
all of a
bring
sudden,
it
like,
back?
hey, this is the reason why we did 20 shows, kind of like preface everything, and then we stop it for about a month, and then we pick up like in the middle of football season.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That
Everybody
anticipation.
it's all lubed up.
Yeah.
All right.
Job, can you elaborate a little bit on your Meet the Pine Room video? You have an idea on? Or
Yes.
Is that,
So I've been kind of planning some stuff as far as because we've been filming this set and what you can see behind me. If you're watching this, if you're not watching this, you can go check it out on YouTube, and I'm sure you've probably seen it if you have been watching this. But you can see behind me that behind me is the actual Pine Room. This technically isn't the Pine Room that we're in right now. The whole thing could be considered the Pine Room, but behind me is the Pine Room, and you haven't seen inside that yet. So I've been kind of prepping a promo video so you guys can see that kind of stuff. So you guys might see that. I think we're shooting that sometime soon.
Week from
couple
Sunday.
Sundays?
The 12th.
Yeah.
The 14th on
14th.
Sunday.
We actually
10 a.m. No, noon?
Noon.
my first director role.
Wow.
Boy, I'm ticking all the marks: director, producer,
Editor.
Yeah, hell of a
editor.
resume.
Yeah, host.
Yeah, Nick said I need a 401k and benefits. But yeah, we got some bunch of stuff coming out, some stuff in the works that are outside of some of the stuff that I've mentioned. So
Well,
again,
with you young athletes, like obviously I sucked in high school, so I don't even consider myself to be an athlete. But the people that did play high school sports, did you guys ever remember anything like that we're about ready to do with these high school kids? Like, did anybody ever do that stuff with you guys?
the only thing similar that I remember that I never was on was when they did the thing. Like for when we were during Post 1, when they would bring a couple guys down on the news station.
Well, here's the thing about that. That's been done like around here before, so I'm really excited for the kid. Like I keep talking to these high school coaches. It's going to be sweet for these kids to get this type of attention for like the cameras and them to be able to elaborate on their schools and themselves and they're going to be allowed to express themselves more like with our cameras around, and we never got to do that. And it's going to be I'm excited for them.
That's funny, Super. Remember we were talking on the way up to Pittsburgh this weekend about how like this kind of media, like social media, was never really a big thing when we were in high school. Like the way that kids use it now to like get recruited.
I was telling Cooley and say this. There's a kid that I think is going to be a really good college athlete. He's really highly recruited out of high school right now. And I went on his Twitter the other day just to see something, and he tweeted something about like he's the strongest or he's the fastest. And then every other comment underneath that was kids from all over the country that have their handles, and they were saying, no, I'm the fastest. No, I'm the strongest.
And they got in their bios 5-star, 5.0 GPA.
Everybody's a 5-star. Mom's typing up the bio for him.
I'm 6'7", 175.
39 on my ACT.
What's a 5-star mean?
That's like the top rate.
Your rating,
What's your guys'? I'm glad you said that. What's your guys' honest opinion about the whole star rating and how many? I guess it kind of goes back to we talked about this on like even doing Little League and stuff like that. How so many people that were like unbelievable in Little League, they peak and then you don't hear about them again. So it's the same thing. I mean, how many people? Tim Duncan's a great example. Crazy kid didn't even pick up a basketball; he swam, and they knocked out. A hurricane came through, knocked out his pool. They said about picking up a basketball, and then all of a sudden he's one of the best power forwards to ever do it.
I mean, I think that like a lot of like kids that are like adolescent. I mean, some kids grow bigger than others, and you think that this kid's going to be a star. Like I was the biggest kid on our team for the longest time, and now I'm just average height compared to everybody. I don't know. I would have been probably I'd have been about like a 2.5 star.
I don't know, Jeff, because I could be a hypocrite because now I'm like, that's not how we got recruited. We had to go to camps and we had to actually go shake the coach's hand.
Your way was better, Sue.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. Now I think about like 18-year-old me that would have had all this access. I think about how much fun I would have had doing it. Like if I would have been using social media. Like
well, now you're going out there trying to get money too.
Couldn't you?
I would love that.
So give me an example of how a kid uses social media to get recruited. Like what does he do? Just put highlight tapes out?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. What aren't they doing?
Yeah, and it can reach more people.
Yeah, reach more people. Volume, their videos, their stats.
They're bombarding.
So like a
these
kid
guys.
doesn't have to like. I know like when I was getting ready to go to college, we like went to other universities. Like kids don't have to do that anymore.
Still go visit.
I mean, yeah,
and stuff.
but
It's just you can reach a wider.
You could just be a pretend athlete. What about
Yeah,
that
that's what I was gonna say.
UCLA scandal with the kids
getting
in Lori Loughlin and those people? There's some of those people made up like their kid played tennis and the kid never picked a racket up in his life and he got recruited.
The one was a rowing,
right?
On the rowing team.
Yeah, she couldn't even swim. Yeah,
How could you? And another thing that I was going to say, as far as like the star rating thing, it's all subjective. There's no
Absolutely.
My mom would have said I was a 5-star.
Yeah.
I'm not a 5-star.
And a lot of the people that are rating these are either A, getting money to do it from the people, or B, they're people that have never played sports in their lives, and they're writers or something, and they're just saying, "Oh, I like the way this guy's shoes look. He's got to be a 5-star."
What was
PBR? I know what you're talking. PBR.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when we were in high school, the prep baseball report was like the big thing, and you would go and you'd pay a good amount of money to go, and people would call it pay to be ranked instead of prep baseball report. So pay to be ranked, you go and then they give you some rating like you're the 20th, you're the 20th shortstop in the state.
There's a lot of people ripping people off. And
I mean, you could just
God.
we could say we're starting a recruiting service, and we're gonna rate you.
Chubb,
that's not a bad idea.
You could probably do that online recruiting.
Not a
scandal.
bad idea, though.
You could make up false diplomas and all kind of things.
Timmy, he's a 5-star. He's looking great this year. And then you see Tim, and he's 5 foot, and he can't pick up a ball. I mean, we could say anything about anybody.
I think it's overrated. My opinion, I think it's overrated. Do I think that they hit home runs on people? Of course they do. Do I think they undervalue people? They miss a lot and stuff. I just don't think it's foolproof.
I just came up.
You rate enough, you get rate on some of them.
Right, 100%.
I just had a great idea. We should do like how PBR, how they did like the headshot, and they broke down like all the stuff the kids about. We should do that for all of us, and we should give our like stats,
our attributes.
Yes. Like do everybody what they're
that's a
rated
good
in.
idea.
Instead of a 40-yard dash, beer chugging.
Yeah.
Jobs will say, can eat a sloppy Joe in less than 30
Exactly.
seconds.
Yes.
Gets 2 hours a night
Scout
of
report.
sleep.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All
though.
right, yeah.
There we go.
That's a new thing. Okay, I'm going to get to work
I'm
on that.
excited
What are we
for
going to
that.
call it? The Pine? Oh, PR Pine Room. What do they call it? What's the baseball thing?
Prep baseball report, the Pine Room
PRR.
report.
Yeah.
Nardoni gets excited about new blizzards.
Yeah, take 5. That does look good. I gotta
man.
side with Nick. That's a good candy bar.
That's a phenomenal candy bar.
Hey, and then we could put out a poll of who would get recruited the most.
Yeah, we
If
can
By
talk
what?
about
By
college
what
coaches.
school? And
Yeah. All right.
Hold on, by what we're judging us on?
Like we would put out everybody's report just out and see who would recruit the most, like who gets the most upvotes on their profile.
I like this a
Have
lot.
them give us like star ratings.
Yeah, we'll get star ratings.
Let the
Yeah,
crowd-
Fan vote. Yeah, fan vote.
we'll have to get highlight reels. Everybody, like me eating a donut or something.
In action.
Yeah, but geez, we are going on a railroad of tangents here. But what was I going to mention? Oh shoot,
It might be time for a break.
Yeah.
it could be
close.
time for
We're
a break.
close,
Do we want to take a break?
Yeah, go ahead.
No way, I'm having fun.
John, let me-
Yeah,
No, I'm too, but
Let me send us into the break.
Go ahead.
All right, Pine Room fans, we'll be back after this.
All right, welcome back to the Pine Room, episode 20 episode special. I wish I had fireworks or something I could throw around, but yeah.
You added
There
that
we
in
go.
the background.
There you go. Yeah, I'll add something in the background.
Pretty
in
impressive
post.
whistle right there.
That's pretty good.
I can't do the normal. I can do.
All right, let me start off with this, Matt, because I see it on the paper. Watson gets 6 games for now? Question mark.
yeah, I mean,
If I understand this correctly, his team and the judge, if no one appeals, it stays at 6 games.
well,
Right?
according to our two.
Real quick,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, because I'm an idiot,
Yeah,
what happened?
Deshaun Watson, not me. Yeah. When you say
Matt
not me. No, Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns. Job, you're well aware, I'm sure, of that. The ongoing problems he had with the women there or whatever. But, so he got 6 games from the independent judge. But according to our correspondents, Nardoni and Pavlik, they said that the Browns said they would not appeal. I saw what the Browns said, and I still think they can appeal. But the NFL has 3 days, so I guess it'll be tomorrow, where they can appeal it because apparently the NFL doesn't think it's long enough.
Yeah, so
not.
that's what I understood. If they appeal, then it goes into the NFL's hands, right?
And Goodell has last say. What he says, if he
How is
says
that
he's
even-
banned for
how
2
does
years,
Goodell have last say?
because they wrote it into CBA somehow, and the players were dumb enough to accept it.
So
I
does
don't-
our
fucking
government
dumb.
and our how do they not have?
Here's
the
what they
last
did,
say?
though. Here's why he got that in there, though. And people will say this isn't why, but I think it had a lot to do with it. The players wanted the restrictions on marijuana to be reduced, so they basically would sign on for anything. So they gave him total control because they didn't want to get the marijuana suspensions. And, this.
And here's where I stand with it. If he is innocent and all of the cases were nothing happened, then he shouldn't have any. But if he did something, then it should be longer than 6 games.
There's a few ways to look at it. Obviously, if he did any of this stuff, I mean, it sounds like he did. I mean, it's a lot
not
for
looking
30
good.
women to make it up, but he also wasn't convicted of anything. So where's the line drawn? I kind of tended to believe, and I'm not excusing the action by any means. I do think he should have been fined, and he wasn't fined at all. But if he wasn't convicted of anything, where do we draw the line? Like, if he's not convicted, why is he having to miss work? I don't.
So
I wouldn't. I mean, if I was acquitted of a charge, hopefully it would never be anything like that. But I would like to be able to still work. I mean, I feel like I'm entitled to be able to do that. It's not perfect. Obviously, the dude did some not good things.
He's a weirdo.
He's
a weirdo.
Outside, so he got by the law, he is in trouble. Like the law.
Not really, because he's never been criminally. He's never been found
charged.
criminally guilty.
So is there
of
a
anything.
trial or anything?
No, it's all civil suits. So he settled like 30-some civil suits.
It's
or high
all money
20s.
related.
And then
it's
the
all money related.
then the
There was
NFL
24 women, 23 have been settled.
Right.
settled to which way?
He paid them, basically. They're done with it now. They accepted
he
the monetary compensation for whatever was done to them.
So he paid them money, and they were like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. To me, that's a money grab.
Yeah,
that's a
and
money
it's
grab.
also
if you don't
very-
want to see him get put away, if you're truly bothered, and once again, if he did something inappropriate, I'm not justifying that. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you want to? You'd want to see him criminally prosecuted,
right?
So when they're collecting money, and then all of a sudden they say, you know what, it's okay now. So to me, that's a money grab.
And how about they were all represented by the same attorney? I found that to be
I think
very
that's
strange
crazy.
coincidence.
And my other question is, so if he would have by chance got convicted of something by law, what would even be the charge? Indecent exposure?
Right, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, because really, he did not assault nobody.
The judge even said that in her ruling, and she's an independent judge, so she said he didn't do anything that was violent or anything like that. So she said he acted inappropriately from what most evidence that they presented, but NFL didn't really have a whole lot on him. I mean, it sounded like he's pushing their hands in the wrong spot during massages. And it is weird, though, to make you have like 31 different masseuses.
He's had 68.
Yeah, or whatever it was. Yeah.
Cools, what were you saying earlier about him and the Browns masseuse now?
He can only be done by the Browns staff now.
So my question, because I kind of have a grasp on the law. If somebody who pressed charges on him for whatever he did, couldn't you still be awarded money if it goes to like a legal trial? Couldn't you
could
still
be, but he wasn't found criminally liable in any way.
But if he did, to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so if one of these women comes forward and then they do something, then it gets settled because they're taking money, could they? What happens if they choose not to settle it?
Well, there's one that still hasn't. There's one that still hasn't.
They're hoping
that she
they're
can,
hoping criminal.
But
Then
okay,
the state has to come up with enough evidence to be able to, try him for this. And they've not met the burden of proof yet.
And the NFL is on the side of who?
The NFL is basically on the side of justice in their own way, even though if you go back and look through the cases they had, if you guys remember that Ray Rice, remember when he knocked that girl out, his wife?
Well, that's
now,
fucking
is that the
gross.
one in the elevator?
That fucker needs to go away forever.
And he did. But originally, remember, Jeff, they gave him 2 games.
Yeah.
Like that, they gave him 2 games.
It doesn't make sense. Calvin Ridley bets on himself when he's not even playing to win. He gets a year.
No,
Watson gets 6
I agree with that. Now, but there's also situations where it slipped through the cracks. Joe Mixon did the exact same thing as Ray Rice. He shouldn't even be in the NFL.
No,
he did the same exact thing.
Tyreek Hill did it too.
Yeah, right. And he did it to his little kid. But then you had the Adrian Peterson whipping his kid. Where does it end?
Yeah.
Do you have a right to discipline your son? I mean, that was in his own way.
So those dudes did all that. They're still playing.
Yeah,
some of them are.
Yeah, I mean, some retired, some
It's
moved on.
consistent. Like Josh Gordon smoking weed had half his career ruined.
Yeah. No, I think that the double standard of a lot of these guys.
Well, it seems like they don't have a good compass on what equates to what punishment. Like
They don't.
And I don't disagree with that.
It's all corrupt.
And here's the deal. Tyler's true. The dude's a weirdo. At the end of the day, and I'm going to be that guy. He's a good-looking dude that's got a shit ton of money. He doesn't need to do any of that.
No. How about his girlfriend stayed with him the whole time?
But here's my question. So if truly, and I'm not justifying anything because I'm going to sound like a real dick right now, but so if it's truly just based off of indecent exposure, okay? Let me ask you a question. Have we all gotten a massage before?
No,
I
had one in the mall.
Okay.
It was unbelievable.
I have not.
So
Big
obviously,
lady.
part of getting a massage is you're naked. I mean, you
Well,
don't have to be. You can put on. You can
Well,
keep on.
I was in a mall, so
But I'm in the middle of the mall,
Were you just sitting in the main row?
But here's the deal.
right in the center by the fountains.
Like where Santa Claus dresses up?
I'm not allowed back there anymore.
This is the part, and honestly, this is my selling point. This is going to sound like a total dick. Females now are allowed in the locker room.
They
Correct?
are?
They're allowed in the locker room.
They were before COVID. I don't know about that.
So they were allowed in. So, and let's be honest. So a dude just got done playing football. He took off all his pads, and he's obviously his dick's is swinging and walking to the shower.
It's like in Major League when the girl comes.
So
in
I
there.
guess my point is, What is the difference between a locker room and a masseuse parlor? If he, by chance, if something rolled out outside the town, that's actually leads to my next point, because this was the funny part. So most of the time when you go get a massage, it's a big blanket that they lay over top of you, and for obvious reasons. They're trying to buffer anything. But this is where he's a weirdo, Tyler. He used to bring like one of those little hand towels.
He brought his own. That was part of the stipulation. The girl had to sign the NDA, and he brought his own towel.
I actually have. I do have this. I don't know how I'm actually contributing to this conversation, because I actually know I have such obscure knowledge. But I listened to a podcast where a dude was saying that when he went to go get a massage, it was like the most money he'd pay to get a massage. When they laid him down, they didn't give him a big towel. They gave him like a dish rag, like
the size of Say's sweat towel.
Because they said they need to have yes, exactly, which is coming to the store soon.
I can't wait for that.
But they said because they need access to like your glutes. So I don't know, maybe. I don't know, but I know that for sure that this dude was given a tiny towel.
That's kind of really bad. Because one of the reports said he ejaculated on one.
Oh,
well, now there has to be a better word than access.
That kind of stuff. That's goofy. That's just so fucked up.
So, is there any chance that any of the women were culpable in this too? Like, you think they played along?
That's why I was telling Soup. Like, it sucks because it could be. So there's 24, and 6 of them could have really had something horrible happen to them.
Yes,
and now you got the rest of them.
No, you're right. There's latching on to
that's
the
case in anything anymore.
It fucks up the whole thing, and like,
literally,
you don't know what to believe anymore. But
and it's hard for people that deserve justice to get it that way. And when everybody's crying out for justice that isn't warranted, then things like this happen. And
give them 2 games. Let them start the 3rd game against the Steelers, and let T.J. Watt and Miles Jack take care of it.
The whole offensive line pulls the longest yard and lets all the fucking D linemen.
Yeah. The sad thing is there'll be a guy that does something worse than him here before too long.
Hey, there we go. Because in indecent exposure, they should make him play without pads.
Don't give him a helmet either.
You know what? Let's have Deshaun Watson on the show. And then, we can debate.
He can make a statement.
Yeah, that would be all right, actually, because we're going to give him a chance to tell his story. I'm going to say he's going to tell us to go fuck ourselves.
I say something, he puts me through the table.
There's just so many things. There's just so many things that go on in our world now that we don't even blink an eye at. Like, there's just so much fucked up shit that we don't even blink. But we blink an eye. Like, we pick and choose on what we blink an eye.
People like to be mad about things. Well, they just want to be mad.
And once again, I'm not. Please hear me out. If he did like what you said, like that shit is fucked up. But if it's just, I agree with you, Matt, to say that all these women are innocent.
Yeah, and I would
be
really say the term innocent, but it's like, I think some of them are probably looking for a handout here, and they got it.
They got it.
Well, and I think especially with celebrity cases like this, I think that everybody pays a little more, definitely pays more attention
that's
to
a valid
that.
point,
Because I guarantee you there have been circumstances where it's probably been a lot worse, and it doesn't get this much attention. And
like the thousands of people being human trafficked right now that no one ever cares about, or opioid people that kill somebody we know's friend every single day around.
Yeah,
that's a valid point as well.
Doesn't even get talked about, but we're mad at Deshaun Watson, and rightfully so. You have a reason to be.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of what. I mean, I watched the whole Depp trial. I mean, that definitely wasn't something that was that big of a deal, but I thought it was interesting, and I guarantee that's the same for this. It's just entertainment.
Just to add more information for you, Deb, for one of the reports for the girls, they were saying that she was texting bragging about working with Deshaun Watson. So that's why I don't know what to believe.
There's so many different
I think you're right, Cooley. I think some of the girls probably legitimately felt uncomfortable or we're in a terrible spot, and then other ones probably were okay with it.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
I hate the whole thing.
Go Steelers.
Anyway, hey, let's give a verdict. What do you think should be done?
1 full year, and anyone who was wrongfully, anyone that it actually happened to, they need justice. So I'm saying give them a year.
Okay.
Ban him forever.
I have a different take on this. It'll be very quick. I don't think he should have been suspended any games. I think he should be fined his entire year's salary and play all the games.
I agree. I think that's a good one.
Wow, so he wouldn't make a single penny.
He doesn't let his team. Well, he made money last year and didn't play one game.
Yeah.
So I don't feel sorry for him financially. He put himself in the situation at the end of the day. But I feel like he should still be able to work, and he's going to be fine if he had to forfeit a year's salary.
I like that. I wish I could say banned for life, but
there's guys that should be. If he's banned for life, there's ought to be other guys
too.
Point.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I just think that anybody that draws, like if you do now, something. My point, real quick. Sorry, I'm dragging this on, but if something had to have happened for this to even be brought up, so something had to have happened. unless somebody just totally made up an accusation out of the clear blue. So if something had to have happened, I think that if something happens that brings the law into sports, like that is outside of like a speeding ticket or something like
minor.
Yes, I think if something is that level of that could be that bad, I think you're suspended until you're proven innocent.
All right, Job, I would agree with that.
Well, that's what everything's based off of. But
Right.
unfortunately, now you're guilty until proven innocent, and that's
public
not fair.
opinion.
Yeah,
Public
that's not
opinion
fair.
has hung more people than anything.
Yeah, that's not fair at all.
One of the problems with that, though, Job, is there was an athlete named Sean Oakman. I don't know if you guys know his story.
Yes,
Yeah,
horrible story.
horrible.
Literally ruined his whole life,
Ruined
man.
and awful. He actually played for the Rough
He
Riders.
did,
Yeah. He would have went
I
first
think
round
I
and
know-
then probably had a great NFL
I think they
career.
literally talking top five.
Yes.
I actually think I know this.
He used to walk the streets in downtown Wheeling and tell me that fucker didn't stick out.
So
Jesus
the girl
Christ.
accused him of rape. They ended up finding out he didn't do it, and he didn't get to play in the NFL at all.
And
then she came back. She came back and said she lied about the whole
Did
thing.
he get convicted? Did he actually
No.
go to trial?
Oh,
okay.
no. Maybe he did. Did he?
I don't think he did. He just didn't get drafted.
Okay.
He stayed
I've
away. He was
I've
in
heard
court for forever.
Right.
And that situation is more common now. I've heard a lot of stories
That's
about
what
that.
makes it all so hard and like blurry
Yeah.
and like
It's
tough.
unfair to people that it actually happened to. It's
100%.
very unfair.
But like Job was saying, though, if that kid, I mean, public opinion again ruined his life. If he didn't get criminally charged or convicted of anything, he should have been able to go on
Yeah,
with his life.
absolutely.
That's what he was meaning, I think. Right?
But I'll take it one
Absolutely,
step
yes,
further.
yes.
If he was guilty, they fucking
Right,
hang him.
yeah, no,
they
absolutely.
fucking hang him.
I,
100%.
I have no sympathy for any
No,
of these guys.
yeah.
They a lot of them push the limits.
Without a doubt.
Let's face it.
Definitely did.
So I guess so. I agree with Matt. Actually, I never thought about it, but Matt, I think that's a really good call. What the punishments to be. But I guess my question is, if Jeff Doyle does that in his real life, does Jeff Doyle lose his job?
Yes.
Absolutely. Immediately.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it would depend on where you live and
So
what
if
kind
they-
of company you work
If
for.
the common person loses their job, then at the end of the day, then I
I
don't
would
think
say-
the professional athletes should be excluded from that. I don't think I lose. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe
Well,
I
I
just
think it would
because of the
depend on
position.
what kind of-
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you think about now. You even say something. Sometimes you
True.
get ripped
That's
from your
just
job.
ridiculous. You
So-
should-
That's
we're-
a good
we
point.
don't live in communist China or 1940s Russia. You should be able to say whatever you want. As long as you don't act upon things and do silly, stupid things, you should be able to say whatever you want.
What do you think, Mr.
Yeah.
Tyler?
I think he's guilty as fuck. So I think he needs.
That's
out
what the judge
league.
says.
Well,
Out of
Guilty.
the league. Out of the
I
league.
think he needs
The damn NFL didn't do a very good
Well,
job.
coolly,
with
anyone
their
that's a
case.
threat to Tom Brady's legacy.
there we go.
That's what the judge says. She hits the gavel. Guilty as fuck. Boom.
That's great.
Anyway, all right. What else are we hitting on here? That was.
Well, Matt had a good
Yeah.
week. For
Oh
the Pac-
yeah, you guys
the
left
picks-
me hanging.
Yeah,
Jeez.
It was
Not one
Matt's
person
week. It was
submitted a pick.
It was
except me.
Matt's week of.
I'm waiting
picks.
for football. I don't bet baseball.
Yeah.
I don't bet basketball. It's
Same.
hard for me, so football will be mine.
Yeah.
I'll give you losers for football, I promise, over and over again.
I feel.
I honestly just forgot.
I just feel like Jeff, and when football starts, coach is always up on the TV rooting for something, and I always look behind my shoulder. You have a cigar, and you're rooting for the opposite thing that coach has.
Well, it's not purposeful though. By no means is it purposeful. We don't do very good at communicating on what we're betting on.
Hey, well,
So,
sometimes you guys can both win though when you play those sweethearts.
That's
and, you
true.
Know, you
That's true.
can
I
both
love-
win.
I love when I hear Jeff go,
Go fucker, go! Matt, you know what I'm excited for? I can't wait till second quarter, probably Oklahoma State game, where the live total switches, where it says, "Can Oklahoma State score over 17.5 points?" Hammer.
I like that. I like you always give us a thing that they'll kick a field goal on this drive,
Those
Yeah,
are my
you-
favorite.
or they'll
Obscure.
attempt a
Yeah,
field goal on this
you're
drive.
You're a huge
Oh,
flash bet. Like
Flash
Yes.
bet. That's what they're called. I think those are so much fun.
They are.
I
get-
always lose them.
Not see it for some
Zip
reason.
was on a good roll. Last
yeah,
year,
I
wasn't
do
he?
remember you being
Yeah,
on a good
and
roll.
I told you a little
I
bit.
just feel like it's you got a good feel, and Matt, you always talk about how the live bets are your best chance.
Yeah, your odds are more even on those. I mean, you have the best shot. I mean, it's still trying to beat an algorithm, but you have the human element that the machine's not going to be able to detect. So.
My favorite thing, I think I brought this up a couple times on here, is when I actually think I've brought up more than a couple times, is when we're all sitting, because obviously not obviously because you haven't seen it, we have 7 TVs back here, and we have 7 games going on, or 6 games, or whatever, and just out of the clear blue, either one of you guys or even me, sometimes you just hear go, 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 and then coach always looks around.
Which one? Who? Which TV? Who? And then Nick will yell out, top right.
Yeah,
The worst part is when everyone sees it. There's 5 or 6 TVs on the one side, and then one TV over here where the food always is, and I always feel like there's a game that's important on the one TV.
Yeah.
that where all the food
The
is.
guys like a little solitude. They go over there, they take a look at Kansas or whoever's on there.
Usually, I feel like Kansas really is.
They
always
do.
on
They're
top.
in the kitchen a lot.
Kansas is in the kitchen.
Probably that's because Nick bets them, and that's where he likes to be. So I mean, come
Kansas
on.
Shit, and then-
the Kansas kitchen.
I mean, then we'll have 4 football games on, and then later in the night, UFC comes on, and then out of nowhere, everyone's, holy shit! Oh my god!
One of the best moments, real quick. It's just one of the best moments. And I wish we were recording last
I
year.
think that really was the one.
It probably has to be one of the greatest things.
Well,
just as far
real-
as reaction.
Real quick,
wise.
Joe, I think that what you're talking about really was kind of like the
sparked it.
kind of sparked that this thing could, like we want to film.
Yeah,
like
that's
this
true.
thing.
That's true because he keeps
but
saying.
Go ahead.
So UFC, his name was Beast Boy. I can't remember his real name, but he was a huge underdog in this heavyweight fight. And I don't know whether there weren't a lot of football games on or just there wasn't a whole lot
We
going
were all
on.
getting slaughtered and miserable.
and like there were like 11 guys on the deck, which once you see the Pine Room, we got a deck where it's my UFC corner, and I watch UFC over there. And later in the night, there were like 11 guys, and this his name's Beast Boy. He kicked this dude in the head and knocked him out, and you would have thought we won the Super Bowl. Like it,
I thought the deck was
deck
going over.
was
That's
bouncing.
what I was a little worried
The
about.
deck was like it felt like a trampoline. But and if we would have had that on film, it would have been
Phenomenal.
ESPN worthy. But I guess you're right. That is probably one of the sparks that was like.
I'm gonna be honest though. I don't think we even have to do an August 14th promo. If we had that on video, that would be the promo itself.
Yeah.
Well, Jub, tell me this: when is the first? When's our first game day, Jub? Are we going to do on that week 0, August 27th, or
Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
shitters full.
I mean, from as soon as day one starts, we're going to just be
Amen.
having cameras recording the whole day. So
Sweet.
Yeah, you'll get to see some
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that.
so if anybody ever gets invited up here, you're gonna have to sign a waiver.
An
NDA.
NDA like the Sean Watson's
Yeah,
was
if you want to
Seuss.
be
I'll be
on.
honest with you, Soup, you handled that question very well the other day with Seth. He goes, well, do you guys like allowing like the outside world to come up here and this and that? Because we got to be careful what we wish for. The next thing you know, Clearview Avenue is going to be fucking bumping.
I remember the very first episode that we recorded. Coach goes, "Yeah, if you know about it, stop on up." And I'm
well,
like,
you had to cut it out, didn't you?
"Yeah, I did cut it out
You're gonna be cutting this one out, too.
Then like 120 episodes from now, God forbid this thing blow up, then we're gonna have 50
literally.
cars out here.
Rigorous screening process to get in here.
Literally.
Metal
Yeah, he
detector,
Like drug tests,
Guard
all
dog.
kinds of shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Coach said that he's had like multiple. I mean, like probably 20 people say that. Hey, can I come up? I mean,
We'll have our own bouncer
Yeah,
out
we're
here.
gonna- we're-
A single female is always welcome.
yes.
We have the door open at all times for
Good
that.
looking.
Well played, Matt
Yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
Well played.
That's what they do at the nightclubs. You know, the bouncers, they're not stupid.
Oh, they're not dumb at all. 100%.
Do you ever? This is weird. Real quick, I know we're talking about sports, but I heard
We are?
We're kind of all over the place today. But I actually watched a thing where I don't know if you guys remember him. He was the Andrew Tate before Andrew Tate was around.
I fucking love it. I think that guy's
Smith,
hilarious.
something Smith. I can't remember his name, but he was a guy, and he was kind of like a pretty big realist. Like he would tell you how, like if you're fat, he's going to tell you you're fat. Anyway, he's talking about how, and I didn't know this was a thing. If you're good looking, if you're hot, you get into nightclubs for free.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Job Ice. I know
Oh.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I
Cut
didn't
the
know
line,
that.
I forget
man.
what that guy's name is.
Yeah.
Ke-
No, that's-
Kevin Samuels, is that it? Kevin Samuels?
yeah,
I think that's it.
maybe.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels. He said he was talking to this girl about like she could. I don't know what the whole circumstances were, but I just didn't know that was an actual thing.
Well,
Yeah.
the whole concept they say is that they
No.
say good-looking people hang out with good-looking people. So the more good-looking people you bring in, the more the follows, and then all of a sudden you got a
That's
big
why
group.
we
of-
all hang out.
That's
Right?
I was just going to say, what do you think that? What do you think people think
That's why
of
we
us?
hang out with Champ.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Boy. Anyway, I just thought that was. I heard about that. And I thought it was
Cool.
crazy.
You like Tate? You like Andrew Tate?
Well, I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but I think how he speaks is hilarious.
Have you guys seen any of that guy
I
yet?
got no idea what you're talking about.
He's kind of blowing up now. He's been around for a while. He's not a misogynist. He like people say that he is, but he just is like a,
He's just kind of an asshole.
Is he a comic? Is he a
tells
comedy guy?
he basically
He tells the truth.
Okay, I'm gonna say he's pretty much he's a misogynist.
He's a misogynist.
What's his
But
first
He
name
had
again?
like a scamming website. Like,
Andrew
like-
Tate.
Yeah, I think
And
he
he-
originally. What didn't he start like? showing people how to human traffic or something?
No,
Wasn't that-
no,
you know what?
no.
That's
He was wrongly
crazy.
accused of
I didn't
that.
know who this fucker was. He's showing up on my TikTok
Yeah,
left and
yes,
right now.
yes.
So-
so bad.
Yes.
So this
Claims he
guy
conquered it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he plays a character. I think he's playing
an
a
extent.
character.
Reminds me of Pitbull.
And somehow he's got a ton of money, and he teaches a class on how to be a real man and stuff like that. And it's real extreme. Like,
like
It's like,
like-
a pyramid scheme. Or like
yeah,
you
it-
get
Oh, yeah.
50%.
I've seen the pyramid.
It's-
scheme.
it's
he
real-
said
I have
some-
seen him before.
some
though.
he says some heinous
incredible
stuff.
I think it's hilarious.
And-
I
and-
do.
Hold on. You're telling me that people pay him
Oh.
money on how to be a fucking man?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a class. He said, but he said he's got like
him, Jer?
Real quick, you're a fucking loser if you got to pay somebody how to be a man. Period.
Yeah, but so he has like a ton of money, and he kind of blew up, and he was on some podcast that I watched a long time ago before he was like on TikTok and all that kind of stuff. But
He's all over the place now with podcasts. He's been on with Barstool already. He's been with the
I don't like
Cowboys.
him.
I mean, he's all over the place.
XQC.
Yeah,
I personally don't like
That's
him.
insane.
Was he a kickboxing champ?
yeah, 2-time like world champion. Like he used to be dope poor, and now he made that website.
Also,
and
so
stuff.
if someone disagrees with him, he's just going to kick you square in the teeth.
That's what he says. He
I'm
thinks-
willing
Which
to
we
take
don't know.
that.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take
He's
that
yoked.
kick. What a goof! What a goof! That's
If
fucking crazy.
if he's playing a character, and if he somehow got this money from
That
you know,
pyramid thing
scamming
that he did
people,
was funny, I thought.
I will tell this: he's a genius.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a genius.
He's a marketing genius.
I
He's
think
a
he's playing
genius.
a character.
But
sometimes.
I mean, I don't like him particularly. I think
No, there's a couple things that he
I'd
said.
love
It's
to
just
have
like-
him on here though. He would make me laugh my ass off.
Oh yeah,
Me too.
Anyway,
Yeah,
how did we get here?
The cruder, the better.
Oh, we were talking about the nightclub thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
Did you guys see? My family's going. They're all West Virginia fans, and they're all going to the West Virginia Pitt game, and they wanted to see if Luke and I wanted to go along. Has anybody looked?
I
at the
just got
yet?
tickets.
Let me just out of curiosity, and not to be like, did you pay out the? yin
No. There's a dude that went to from the somewhere around here. I got hooked up with him. He bought like 400 like 6 months ago.
The
for-
Mountaineers are going to own that
for
place.
40 or $50, and
Really?
he's selling them for like I don't know 80 or 90. So if anyone needs them,
Oh, you know what? I may take you up on that because the
Yeah.
ones that they were looking at, and they're above average seats, but like 230, 250 for
No,
the
thanks.
West Virginia Pitt game. I'm like,
For
no,
that?
I'm out. I'm out.
those
I think
tickets
we
are
just.
real.
I didn't even think about that. I don't even know the dude.
Let's get a ticket to McDonald's.
Yeah, the tickets could get me a 5 for 5 from Wendy's.
do you guys think that going to now obviously it's like the backyard brawl like that kind of stuff is
Hey,
special?
I'm
Like,
impressed
this
you
is-
know that.
I know.
Good job.
I'm really.
Job
Yes,
well done.
I'm so excited to get inside that stadium.
And I agree with that. I mean, I can understand even a guy that doesn't like sports. I get the history behind that. Why it might be in a packed.
And you're a big guy about. I know how you don't like sports, but you like environments. So
Yeah, and I will say, when we went to the Bucks game, it was fun. Even though I was
Oh my
soaked
God.
by the end of it,
We were
but
sweat. I saw a picture of that recently. We were a fucking mess.
it was so
here's
hot.
my
man,
thing,
that's
Job.
done.
It's both of their first games of the year. It's the first time they've played in a little bit. The place is going to be It's a Thursday night. Schools are back in session. All the kids from Morgantown are driving an hour up. The Pitt kids are going to be in Oakland. They're coming over to the stadium. It's
Hey,
going to be
that'd be
absolutely
fights
packed.
So
everywhere. It's
two
gonna be
questions
great.
The
about
atmosphere
that.
is going to be crazy.
Two
Great.
questions. One, my first question is what do you think the percentage? Say the stadium has 40,000 seats.
Well, it's more than that.
It's 68,000, I think.
68,000. 68,000. What percent will be WVU? What percent will be Pitt?
I'm saying 65-35.
Yeah, I'd say around
WVU?
the 65.
Yeah.
I say about
I think that's-
60-40.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Hey, that's
now
why
is
I
that
think-
because people there's more
No, I
W
would say
fans in
it's-
there are
it'd be
Pitt?
more in favor of Pitt.
You think?
No.
No,
I think
Matt-
Mountaineers
Matt,
will
let
be
me-
60-40.
Let me tell you guys this,
Is it
something
in
sweet.
Pittsburgh?
Yes, but let me
Yeah,
tell you something
Pitt
sweet.
doesn't
I
draw
saw.
well at all.
Exactly.
No, not
Someone
for
said,
football.
here's what WVU does to a Pitt game. Someone sent the screenshots. All of Pitt's games right now, $17 and $18.
Yeah.
WVU tickets right now, like $150.
Right. And the Mountaineer fans are
and-
smart.
and
They
why is
they
that?
buy them up like Soup just said. People are going to buy them up. Pitt
got
people
you.
don't get that excited about their team. They're
Yeah,
just
'cause
What's
I've
funny
ne-
because I did
It's
it.
just
I did
pro
it for Notre
sports
Dame
city.
back in the day when I was younger. I would buy season tickets to Pitt, and I swear to God, like even 10, 15 years ago, they were like $85, $90 for season tickets.
Right.
I'd take the Notre Dame game,
Right, 'cause you
and I
had
sold
wanted
the
to get
rest of
that
the
one
tickets.
game, and I used to
So
go
they
to
pay-
Miami.
I went to Notre Dame game for free.
I think,
Yeah.
speaking of Pitt, we have, again, I keep referencing the Pine Room, so that, maybe some foreshadowing? I don't know. Anyway, when we were painting all the seats, I remember that we were putting teams on everything, and we have some people that we know that are Pitt fans. My other point was, I don't know any, like, diehard Pitt fans. I've never heard,
There's
like,
not that many.
But anyway, Coach was looking forward, to put. He said we got to put Pitt on something, and I just looked at him and said, "Well, why don't we just put it on the trash can?"
Attaboy, Jub.
Now I don't know. I don't hate Pitt, but I just always
Mountaineer people would like that.
Yes, Jub. Let me tell you this too. When Renegade comes on by Styx.
Well, that's the Steelers, right?
But let me tell you this: when that comes on, when we're at the Steelers game and the place is rocking, I cannot wait for when you ever been to a Mountaineer game, Jub?
When I was younger,
one side of the stadium chants "Let's go," the other side's Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Way overrated.
When it's at Heinz Field, it's going to be awesome.
Well, here's the big difference: West Virginia has no pro teams. People worship the Mountaineers.
That's exactly what I was
Pittsburgh
gonna say,
is a pro city. It's all Steelers. It's Penguins when they're good. Obviously not the Pirates right now, but that's what they're worried about. People don't mess around with Pitt very much.
There's not much draw to Pitt.
So how come? Why is Pitt the outlier? Because I always see, if you always think about Pittsburgh teams, top three, everybody will say Penguins, Steelers, Pirates. Why is Pitt not included?
Because they're the
college.
They've never really been,
and they haven't been good since
the
'80s. Since Dan Marino left.
83,
Johnny Majors.
But they won a national in '80. Is that what it was? National championship in '80.
Yeah, I think 1980.
They had a really good defense, and I think it was Tony Dorsett was the running back.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the problem, and I think the other thing is. And I know, first and foremost, my married-in nephew, is a big Pig guy, so I'm not and he's a graduate too.
Sorry,
but I think a lot of it also is
eat shit, Pitt.
It's not a true campus.
No.
So it's all over the city of Pittsburgh.
Right.
It's not a. It doesn't have that.
No.
You go to Morgantown, you go to Notre Dame. Now even Morgantown, let's be honest, a little bit spread out.
Yeah.
But it's
Oakland is cool. But you're right, it's not a campus. It's a city.
When you're in WVU, you know you're on campus.
You know you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's a little bit spread out.
Smell the stench.
Because Morgantown is a campus.
I agree with that.
But Pittsburgh's not a campus.
I thought you were going to say cesspool. Anyway,
close to
Actually,
that.
real quick though,
No,
I want to
it
hear what
is.
you said. Did you say overrated? You do believe that the games are overrated in Morgantown? Is that what you said?
I just think.
I
I can't dispute the passion these people have, but win something first. I mean, come on,
Dude, I can't. I'll agree. I'm obviously a huge Mountaineer fan.
That's
we
fine.
haven't
That's
won in years,
Right.
but when we do, I'm telling you that place will burn
it
down.
It does, and
Well,
I've been there for games. And
the games, I think that's why I was just getting clear because I think I like them just because my family, but I root for them because of that. But going to a game that's a totally different evil.
See, and-
But I will tell you this much: when I used to take Luke when he was younger, and we're talking young, probably anywhere between 6 years old to 12. The shit that Luke Doyle seen at those age, and I'm not gonna lie, we got to the point where he didn't want to go no more.
Yeah, no, I had an experience.
He got mauled.
I had an experience like that myself.
He watched, no joke, a couple literally fucking in front of him. He watched people get handcuffed up in the stands and taken out. He's like, "Dad, I don't want to go no more."
Well, I think that's the big thing. Why they're so passionate, Mountaineer fans, is because drinking. Noon games, you're up at 8 o'clock.
Earlier than that,
dude. They're up at 6 o'clock. They may not even go to bed.
I think that's the
worst.
I
That's why they
It's
don't
just
have
a big party.
When they were good for years, Jeff, you will remember this. These guys are probably too young, but for a while, when they were kind of good, still in the Big East, knocking on the door to knock off some of the better teams like my Miami team and stuff, but they wouldn't let them have night games there because of the behavior. The night game that I went to in '93, Miami played them. It was. I mean, I'm lucky I was alive, and my dad would tell a story he was actually worried for my life because I was giving shit to people. They were mouthing to me, I was mouthing back, and then they beat us, and I thought they were going to kill me after the game. I was in Morgantown. I was 12 years old. Yeah, and
to me, I don't know whether it's just, and I'm going to reiterate that I don't know anything about sports. I don't like sports, but for some reason, and you said win something first. To me, dedication to a team that hasn't won anything to me means more than somebody than a team
100%.
like the Yankees or the Patriots, where people are just fans of them because they're good. Now, I don't know. I just think that that's cooler to me. That we haven't won anything, but we're going to.
I would differentiate in the passion is fine, and I agree with you, but. Mouthing off about how your team's so good all the time.
I agree with that.
You just need to stop it because that part and that one is the one that bothers me because obviously I grew up like you guys, tons of Mountaineer fans around me everywhere. You just get tired of it after a while.
I thank Cooley and I thank our buddy Earl and Isaac Ryan and Jarrett and these guys where we would have sports conversations a lot where it kind of turned me into more of a realist because I was 18, 19-year-old me. That year, you just painted a picture of me because I don't care what the Mountaineers record was, what the Steelers record was. I was saying we were going to win the whole thing.
But there's fans like that of every kind, so it's not just
That's
them.
the thing.
So
I think
Ohio State people are brutal.
Yes, like-
and now they have won a lot in football, especially. But yeah, they mouth off a lot.
If you're a fan of a team that sucks, you have to be able to know that your team sucks. Like I know, I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
Jer.
I know the Pirates suck, and I know they're not going to be good for a long time.
You have to be self-aware.
Yes, and I'm not going to go out and say,
in
oh,
life
man,
and in your teams.
We're going to be 2 years. We're World Series contenders.
I'll tell you,
Drink the Kool-Aid.
One of
Yes.
the coolest things. So my nephew, and you may help me out on this. What is the popular street to live on?
High Street in Morgantown.
Is it High Street?
Well, no,
Maybe-
and then you
maybe
have
Grant.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So
It's
actually,
listen, game days is
listen to
awesome.
this. I had the perfect scenario. My nephew, this is no joke. My nephew lived on one corner, and my niece lived on the other corner. So we and it was the LSU game. I'm talking probably.
Was that when Honey Badger played?
Yes. Yeah. So that week in school, we were communicating because we were all going down, and LSU people were arriving early. They were running through classrooms in Morgantown, starting all kinds of shit. And then that was the lead up to where they were making all the announcements. You start burning stuff, you're going to jail, blah blah blah. So on Grant Street that night, as soon as because West Virginia got beat, we're sitting up there, I think on my niece's porch. And all of a sudden, like that street is, as you said, just fucking packed.
Nuts. It's
all of a
thousands.
sudden, fucking, they take it out of my nephew's house. They take down a fucking mattress, put it in the middle of the street, and light it on fire. I don't know where they were fucking hanging out at, but all of a sudden, like the cops, full
Rubber
riot gear,
bullets.
rubber
Smoke
bullets,
shots,
fucking
yeah.
tackling people. Like I'm sitting up on my niece's patio going,
Smoke
like,
grenades.
what the fuck is going on right here? Crazy,
Jeff, I wanted to tell you this too. On September the 3rd, Saturday, I need your Notre Dame Irish to absolutely smoke the Buckeyes.
Let's
Yes,
go.
let's
One
go
time.
Irish.
Just
one time.
because these Ohio State
Don't
fans,
put
I'm-
that responsibility
I know,
on
my
Jeff.
God.
Jeff, I'm
lay the 14 and a
I'm
half.
so close with some of those Ohio State guys, and I would love nothing more than for Ohio State to start out 0-1.
Listen,
Soup,
I
love
think
you. I hope
everybody.
it happens.
I think
God, I
everyone
hope
at
it
the
happens.
desk might wear Notre Dame gear that
Yes,
day. I would be
absolutely,
fine
yes.
with
Are you
it.
going to be in attendance, Jeff? Or are you going to watch?
I'll be in attendance and getting shitty all day, and then when it's 7:25, my big ass will be
business
across
time.
the street.
Is that game? Is it not a noon game?
No, it's 7:30.
Wow, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'll be liquored up.
Hey, oh shoot! What was it again? Oh, so last but one question, then we'll take a quick break here. Who do you think? So this is just bear with me here. So Canada is world renowned for being nice. People respect Canada
Terrence
for
and
being
Phillip.
nice. Like there's not nobody would ever say, "Oh, I hate Canada." Like the world probably would agree that Canada is just somebody that everybody likes.
You ever met Canadian people before?
I think I have.
Yeah, they're assholes.
There's a lot of, and I have some friends that I went to
Yeah.
school with. They can
like
be
that.
a difficult
I know
people to deal with.
I've met some nice.
I know a
No,
few
of
more
them.
than you do, but
But they kind of go out of their way to kind of be dicks.
Yeah,
especially
they're-
when they come
Okay,
down.
well,
there.
then maybe
But
I'm wrong.
no, keep going on with your
Anyway,
point.
my point is
because they're all very nice.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay. So maybe Canada, you're a bunch of assholes, I guess. So
No.
Anyway, my point is, what team, college or professional, do you think that everybody is there one team? Because I don't know anything. Is there any team that everybody collectively just respects?
like in the,
the
whole
Pirates.
country.
Oh, so you're asking college or in general?
In general,
I think
is-
everyone. I don't know. I would say
because
maybe,
I feel like if you're an NFL fan, like if you're dedicated to a team, there's no team. Like I feel like you just hate everybody. Like you just hate.
I feel like it's
everybody.
different. Like NFL, like I feel like there's no teams in like the NFL that like anybody really.
I
feel
wouldn't
like
say.
Major League
Like,
Baseball,
no,
maybe like
Jeff.
kind of like
I would say the only team. Well, I don't even know about that nowadays. But the only kind of teams that would ever unify like everybody would be like the 1980 USA hockey team.
Okay,
kind of thing.
yeah, or like soccer, like in the USA.
Yeah, countries of soccer. Yeah.
Well, then again, the world. Well, that's on a global scale. So
What was the school that just made that run in the March Madness? The
St.
Oh.
Peter's Peacocks.
is that the one with
Everyone
is that
was
the
rooting
lady
for
with
them.
the nun?
No,
There,
no,
the
that's
nun?
No, that was Loyola
Loyola,
Chicago.
Okay.
That was your St. Peter's Peacocks this year.
Yeah, the
remember?
one you said
You
you
said
picked
to the
all way
Final
out.
Four. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
That
like
didn't
the only
end well.
time I feel like people come
Yeah.
together.
That for a while,
Like
and then some of the guys started mouthing off about political things, and then people started to get pissed about it.
So, like-
By about their third game they won, people started hating them. Not all, some people did, but you're right, Cooley. That took off for a while. A
I
lot of
feel like
people-
shitty
Like, do
teams.
you think there's like somebody out there that absolutely hates the Marlins?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
AL,
they used to be
AL
good.
East teams like
I
if
don't
you're a
think
Braves
anybody
fan,
cares
Like
about
the
the Titans.
Twins?
Brewers
But who-
fans hate the Twins.
But people
usually.
aren't going to go out of their way to love them.
Who
You know what I
hates
mean?
the Pirate? Like, how could you hate the Pirate?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I think
I think
that
the own
there are some
fans-
hater from back in the day, maybe.
Yeah,
just being,
like
if
maybe-
somebody like me
well,
or
like
dad's
Reds-
Like
age or older.
Orioles fans.
Reds
then
fans.
like
Okay, so
Pirates.
let's
I think
say
the Pirates' own fans hate them sometimes.
That's the thing.
Hate the owner.
I think I'm because I'm a cynical bastard. I think people hate greatness anymore.
Yeah.
So people can't root for people that do consistently well. And so I think just in general, I think that just goes against people's grain anymore.
Don't you think, Jeff, that and I do this quite often. I may hate teams, but I got to give them respect.
100%.
You have to.
I mean, the
Ohio
Patriots
State's
of the
a
world.
perfect example.
Ohio State,
Agreed.
I mean,
I rip them, but they're unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I
mean-
dislike them, but I can't. I got to tip my cap to them when they do what they do.
100%.
Yeah, when I
agree.
take
That's a good point, Matt.
When I take their point total over for the game, I love them.
what do you think has more of an effect on people disliking a team? The actual team or the
betting?
fan
The
base
fans.
around the
The
team?
fans.
Fan base.
The
Oh, you
fans,
know
not
what,
even
Joe?
close.
That's a great question, though. Hands down, I
Fan
agree with you.
base.
Got the fans, but I mean, I'm sure the people hate players. I mean, you're a
Yeah,
great example.
right.
Deshaun Watson right now. There's
Right.
probably people that fucking hate his guts. And
So then they'll hate
Players alienate.
Yeah.
The Browns.
the Browns.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
for instance, when I was a kid and John Cooper coached Ohio State, I thought they had cool uniforms. I didn't mind them. Anybody that liked Ohio State that I knew was nice. And then when I got to college in West Liberty, like
Right
you
there
guys,
with you, man.
I had so many assholes that thought they were better than me because
Yeah.
they grew up a minute across the river in Ohio. And that always rubbed me the wrong way, even though I wasn't a Mountaineer person. Pissed me off.
But you know why, though? Because when we were growing up, the Buckeyes really weren't that good.
because they could never beat Michigan. They would always go like nine wins.
and
maybe.
if you remember, like back in the day, you never really seen a high state gear and stuff like that. And then
never.
all-
And then come
2002,
2000, the early 2000s, every person in
everybody
school
and
had
their
Ohio
mother
State
had shit
stuff
on. Yep. So I think that's what changed. They started
Yeah.
to get a little bit better, and they started rooting
So
for
it's
them.
definitely more the fan base that rubs
hands
people
down,
wrong.
without
I
a
would
doubt.
agree.
Wear you the fuck out.
Yeah, because I never really. There's not any Ohio State players. Maybe Maurice Claret that I didn't like or something, but nothing major. But the fans though, God, so obnoxious, and I know you guys experience it. Too.
Okay,
it's miserable.
last question, and then we'll go to break. I'm
These are good
dragging this
questions.
on. All
Good
right.
question,
Who do you think in all of sports history is the most hated athlete?
Wow.
Ever.
Tough one.
Who's the biggest villain? Who's the biggest villain?
LeBron James would be mine, without question. Like
But I
he
wouldn't
runs
call him
away
a
from
villain,
the
though.
top.
I wouldn't call him a villain.
but there are a lot of people that love LeBron. Like who would be
Overall.
collectively the most hated athlete? I would say
Dennis-
I
Barry
would say
Bonds?
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't
A-Rod
think-
probably.
Well,
You know
Matt,
what?
you can-
That's a good one.
I don't
A-Rod's
think,
a good one.
I don't think A-Rod at all.
Matt, you
No?
can
You
elaborate
don't
on this. How did people feel about Dennis Rodman besides Bulls fans?
I thought Dennis Rodman is one of the top 20 best
Yeah,
players
that's how I
ever.
feel,
I've never
too, man.
seen anybody rebound like that guy ever, no matter how
But
good
did
they
people
were.
did it?
I
So
think
he
people
wasn't, like,
related.
hated.
People probably thought his shenanigans
I
and
got it.
behavior was a little silly.
I got
but-
it.
Let's hear it.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, he's an athlete. I mean, Christ, he won Heisman, all that shit. So that's not a bad one.
Like I don't think you'd run into everybody who goes, man, I really love O.J.
That
But
OJ
you know how
guy.
many friends he's still got in count? I mean, he's still liked by people.
That's
It's just
true.
strange.
Oh, hey, I got a good one. Christian Leitner.
I don't know
He
who
was.
that is.
He was.
Oh, you know what?
hated.
That's a good point. He's,
Yeah.
he's a good one.
Wasn't there a
Actually, that whole
document-
Bobby Hurley would be one if you're
Yeah,
going to start going
Some
those
of
neck of the
some of
woods.
the Duke
Yeah.
had Coach K had some unlikable players, but again,
They
all
won.
the respect in
Yeah.
the world to Christian Leitner. That guy was fucking
Wasn't
unbelievable
there
in
a,
college.
one of the best college
college
coaches
player,
ever.
probably top 5 all time.
Yeah,
100%.
easy.
The Iron
100%.
Sheik.
In a
Wasn't there a documentary called "I Hate Christian Leitner"?
yeah, there was.
And I'll be honest, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
really,
I
really
remember
good.
that.
And even those guys said they had some of the guys said that I had no reason to hate him except that he played for Duke, and it just
Well, they
the
said that
culture
they said he came in as this preppy
And he was.
kid
Yep.
kind of thing, but he was very gritty. He was
And he
kind of
could
dirty.
hoop.
Yeah,
he was
he
perceived
was.
as dirty. And I think it was also, I'm just going to be real. It was a cultural thing too.
Absolutely.
hands down. I think there was some issues with all that going on
Definitely.
as well too. So
JJ Redick experienced kind of the same thing as him because when he went to Duke.
Yeah, he went to Duke.
He had to change his phone number because fans were getting it and just blowing his phone up.
and again,
with hate.
if you're a fan that behaves like that, fuck you.
That-
You're
that's-
an idiot.
that's another
and if you
thing
go
I was
on
gonna
Twitter
say.
and you threaten to kill somebody because you don't like them, that's
Exactly.
just inexcusable
And-
behavior, and you never want to see that. You know, I was always somebody, and Mark would tell you this, like Chris and I, we liked heckling people with games and stuff, but we never got out of control. And nowadays with these NBA players getting like ready to fight in the stands, There's a certain line. If you want to give the guy a
100%.
little jab here and there about clanking free throws and shit, okay. But don't be making personal attacks on these
Yeah.
people. I mean, they're people
Totally
too.
agreed.
No matter how bad of people you think they are, they're still humans.
Yes, exactly.
Well, hey,
And one day we'll have to real quick. One day we'll have to hit on the malice at the palace.
I love that.
That's one of my. I, love
I remember
that.
exactly
No
where I
idea.
was that day of that thing.
I actually don't, but that shit was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, because today I don't know about that, but everybody today they know it all. They know it all.
100%.
Well, it's
Yeah.
easy to sit behind a damn computer and
Hit
They
send,
call those
people.
they call those
Send.
keyboard warriors.
Yep.
there's a lot of them out
Yeah,
there.
so
Too
don't-
many of them.
Don't
All
be a
right, yeah,
keyboard.
Don't be an
warrior.
asshole. Keep to yourself. World peace. Anyway, we're gonna take a break.
World be free.
World meta peace.
Meta world.
Meta world peace.
All right, everybody, it's that time of the show. The oh my God, I sounded like what was the pig at the end of the pig at the end of the
Porky
Looney
Pig.
Tunes?
That's all,
It's that
folks.
time of the show, folks.
I think I've seen a lovely wasket.
And a curly Q tail.
This week in history.
But it's that time of the show, brought to you by our friends since close to the beginning, because they have done a lot for us and we appreciate them. River City. You can go see them on Main Street down in Wheeling, down across from the Civic Center. If you don't know where
Navigate through all the potholes.
that is. Formerly known as
the war-torn streets.
Put your chains on your tires. But yeah, go see them.
Yeah. Speaking of that, hey, after you guys left on Friday, Mayor Pothole himself was in the.
I want to meet him.
Oh, is that what we're calling him?
I mean,
Mayor
sounds like
Pothole.
a good a name as any.
I like that.
Matt,
Fits, doesn't it?
How about
Boy, I hope he doesn't listen.
He missed the podcast.
I mean,
He fucking missed it.
all those guys left, Matt, and we just were sitting there drinking for an hour and a half, and I was walking out, and you said, "Soup, you're still here?"
yeah. And then you said, "Hey, Chase, you remember Matt?" He's like, "Yeah, we've been talking to him all night." Soup was crushed.
So yeah, River City. Thank you. This episode is sponsored by River City. Thank you to River City for doing everything you do, for inviting us down to do shows. It means a lot. It makes this whole thing more worth it to be able to do what we are doing, which we shouldn't be doing at this early in the stage, but we are doing it anyway, and we appreciate you, everything you do. Everybody down there. I could go out. Jason, Josh, Anna. Everybody that works down there, thank you guys.
Thank you
for doing
very,
what
very
you do.
much.
Anyway,
Gracias.
but, okay, I got something I want
I'm
to talk
super
about.
pumped.
So,
Yeah, I'm
so
excited
you know how a
too.
couple
This
weeks
doesn't
ago.
have anything to do with monkeys, does it?
No, it doesn't.
not
But
yet.
no, don't hold your breath. Okay, so I went to the dentist yesterday. I had a dentist appointment, and I got my teeth cleaned. I wasn't going to go, but I went down anyway, and I got my teeth cleaned. And I like the dentist, by the way. I know you said Luke doesn't like the
and neither
dentist.
do
You don't
I,
like
but,
dentists.
always
I
liked
like
the
the dentist. Only, God, my jaw got sore after a while. She got mad at me because my mouth wasn't open wide enough.
Hey, yo, you sure it was the dentist?
Don't clip that.
Pause.
Yeah. My boy was 230. Get it? 230.
That's keep going.
Nook, nook, nook.
I
But
didn't
no,
know. I didn't know the truck stop had a dentist up there. That's pretty cool.
so I went in. Anyway, I went in, got my teeth cleaned, and both what's it? The PA that does the
Hygienist.
Hygienist.
Yeah, the
Hygienist.
hygienist that cleans your teeth, and then I don't know.
Look, the dentist version
Yeah,
of
okay.
that.
The dental hygienist.
The dental PA. I
Yeah, the
like
dental PA.
I know all
So-
about dental hygiene.
DPA.
So she cleans my teeth, and she said to me, your teeth are perfect. She said, your teeth, now granted, I've never had braces. The orthodontist that I went to when I was like 12 wanted to put braces on me. And when he put the spacers in, I came home and I popped them out with a toothpick. And I never have had braces. The dental hygienist said that my teeth are perfect. She said, your teeth are absolutely perfect. Keep taking care of. The only thing she said, you could floss more. I don't do a lot of flossing. The
That
actual
was all she said?
Wait a second. The dentist, the actual dentist, Dr. Hahn,
Yawn.
Dr. Yawn, sorry, not Dr. Hahn. Who is Dr.
That's his
Hahn?
old one.
Dermatologist.
Dermatologist.
Sorry, I'm getting my doctors
Dr.
mixed
Hahn.
up. Dr. Yawn, who's in Warwood, said the same thing. She said, my x-ray, she said, if you look at your x-rays, your teeth are perfect. And normally when we look at x-rays, we have to do something. Like there's something wrong with people's teeth. Like even it's the most minuscule thing. She said, there's nothing wrong with your teeth. She said, if everybody was like this on a Monday, my life would be easy. Anyway, I will be the first to tell you that I don't brush my teeth as much as I should. Like I don't brush my teeth.
Dude, what are you talking
Wait,
about?
just hear me out. I keep my teeth clean. I mean, I don't like go weeks without brushing my teeth, but I'll miss it every other day. every now and then, I don't brush my teeth as much as probably everybody here. Now, a couple weeks ago, I brought up the fact that what if toothpaste did the opposite effect?
I remember this, yes.
Now, how come my teeth, I've never had a cavity.
Oh.
I've never had a filling. I have never had a crown. I have never had anything wrong with my teeth. And she said, your teeth are absolutely perfect. How is that the case?
Genetics.
Yes, genetics, and you and your brother.
He's had problems.
You and your brother eat chicken fingers and
Jared eats a lot
broccoli.
of candy.
What,
He eats too many Skittles.
You had problems. I know Coach has fillings. Mom, she's got fillings. I have never had a problem with my teeth.
Did you drink a lot of milk as a
Nope,
kid?
didn't drink. I don't drink milk. I don't drink.
I don't know. It's because I don't really eat that many sweets. I don't.
I know. I just know you like Skittles.
Yeah, I don't know what because I don't know. I broke one of my teeth like a couple months
I agree.
ago.
I think Matt's agree. I agree. It's a genetic.
Genetics
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's not even close.
But I
Joe.
agree. But I see what you're saying. So your genes
How
aren't
can
good.
how can we? Well,
Well, your genes are three people, so you can't. You got yours part of the same gene line.
yeah,
So I see what you're
and
saying.
I'm a twin.
Well, I
We
mean,
don't
that
just
doesn't
get
mean we have the
100%
same.
of the
You
same
stole all the
gene.
good dental.
jumped
taller than
dental
him.
genes.
Job, let me tell
You
you
got
this.
all the good dental genes.
It might be you should actually ask a dentist because my little brother, same thing, never had braces. His teeth are beautiful, completely straight. They tell him the same thing. Never a cavity, never anything else. So,
Ask him how many times he brushes his teeth in a week.
well, hopefully more than you.
Well, I'm not like a dirt ball, but like I brush my teeth probably once a day.
Okay, that's probably good.
Well, some dentists have said
But I
about
guarantee you, there are people that brush their teeth 2-3 times a day that are like that have.
Well, if you brush
True,
too
though.
much, that you start rubbing your gums out, and then that's not good.
Well, you can actually you can brush the whatchamacallit, the enamel off your teeth too.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I'm just saying, check your toothpaste. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
You
Is
have.
what is there any future for a
Conspiracy
dental
theories.
model in your future? Like at the end of the day,
I think that's Ace's job.
Ace
Yeah,
does have
Ace.
nice teeth.
But Ace had braces though. He doesn't have cavities. And I don't think me, my brother, or sister have ever had a cavity.
have you had a cavity, Sue?
Never once. I did have braces. Never once had a cavity though.
I don't think I've ever had a cavity.
But I think you guys, this is going to sound really cheesy, but you guys got beautiful teeth.
Yeah, they do have good teeth.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you both came out all right.
Yeah, you guys are
Anyway,
all right.
Thanks,
yeah,
Jeff.
that was my.
I think
that
all
was
of
a
our
little-
group has pretty decent teeth.
Yeah.
We don't, other than Champ. Yeah, he makes up for the group right there.
Anyway, that was my point. I just think there might be something to brushing your teeth a lot.
Let's get a
I
dentist
think
on
Jim-
here.
Job. Speaking of that,
Would be the argument to that.
Speaking of that, August 6th, 1945, the atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima.
How's that?
How's
Had a
that
lot to do with
That
that.
had nothing to
And there
do
was a
with it.
man in the dentist. I'm sure he didn't make it.
Wow, that was. Oh yeah. Anyway, this week in history, brought to you by River City. Anyway,
Yeah,
I've said
sorry.
anyway about 17 times this episode, so I had a Red Bull, so I'm ready to go. Yeah,
Shoot,
this
cool. Real quick, I thought about that. I just went to the gas station before this episode to get him a Red Bull, and I just didn't think because I forgot me and Cooley we banned
banned that.
him from Red Bulls.
He should
And
never
I-
be
and I
allowed
just
to.
Why is
I
that?
broke
Why is that?
What, Red Bull and booze or just Red Bull,
well,
period?
Red Bull and what vodka? Red Bull.
Yeah,
And,
those Red Bull.
I understand that.
They're
I've seen
great
some
drinks.
people go through the roof with that stuff.
And
like
exactly what
behaviors.
I think this has been my best show in a couple episodes.
Oh, there you go. Chalk
Well,
it up.
He's
Red Bull.
cracked out.
Blue Rhino.
we just got to be careful. We need to limit
If
him.
you add vodka to it, he becomes
Hey,
a crackhead.
No, yeah,
an
yeah,
animal.
no,
He
and
cheats
I
his
think
head off
I'm
the
a lot of
desk.
fun. I think I'm a lot of fun.
I've never.
I think you're fun, but you know.
He
you're-
becomes a villain. Well, he's already a villain, but he becomes an arch
He's
villain.
like a Sith Lord.
Hold on, I need to hear about this.
Boy.
What am I missing?
No,
What
but
am I
you guys are
missing?
He never
freaking
acts
out
like that up
because
here.
One time in Key West, I was so okay. Granted, I was just in Ocean City with the big dogs for
Yeah.
4 days, and we
Right.
drank every day.
Right.
And don't do that, but we
Yeah,
we
do
had
that.
a blast, and we went 100 miles an hour every day. So we get to Key West the next within 3 days, and I'm ready to go. And I had a couple vodka Red Bulls, and I'm ready to explore. And it's 10:30, and these guys want to go back to the hotel.
It was
And I'm
our
like,
last day.
I want to go. Like I'm ready to go. I want to go see stuff. I want to go explore. Like we did. We went to what 6 bars in a day,
Yeah, at least on the first night you were there.
and we went to one bar, and then these guys are ready to go home.
No, we didn't go to one bar. And for two, it was like the last day of the trip.
No,
so we've
it was
already
the second
explored-
day.
We've already explored. We were there for a week. We'd explored damn near every bar.
It
that
was
they
the
had.
second day.
No,
I don't think
It was the second day. Yes, it was. Yes, it was because it was the first day because I came out late.
No.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
we could
This
go
guy-
on forever.
This is how you know
Sorry.
he was a mess because he has no idea.
John,
what's
I'll
going
back you up here
Job's
though.
banned from
Those I've never taken an Adderall, but when you get on those Red Bull and vodkas, that's got to be close because you're just dialed in after a few.
I would
of them.
agree. My first time doing that was in Louisville, Kentucky. Drank Grey Goose and Red Bull till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Literally, like the next day, I thought my heart was going to come out of my chest. Truly, a horrible, horrible feeling. Horrible.
Feels great.
God, we're going on all different directions.
Get you revved up.
It's because of the Red Bull.
It's a blood flowing.
Case closed.
I'd
Anyway.
like to say. Anyways, August 1st,
Oh, get right to it, Paulie.
I like
Get right
it.
to
I
it.
like it.
August 1st, 1936, Hitler opens the Olympic Games in Poland.
Congratulations, schools. Hitler news.
Thanks, Jet.
Look, Hitler
Hey, but
news.
you know, that was also the games where Jesse Owens won all those medals and it pissed Hitler off, so
Yeah,
that
he
was
was-
great.
What was the guy that was in the Olympics that was based off that movie where he holds the board up? Where he holds the board. He was an Olympic. He was a runner and he holds the board up.
Oh, darn. What
Unbreakable?
called?
Great movie.
Yeah, Unbreakable. yeah.
Unbreakable.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
good-
was
good
he
movie.
was in the Olympic.
Yeah,
he was an Olympic athlete.
in those Japanese camps. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Scary shit there.
Yeah. But anything else? Anybody else on here?
August 2nd, 1990, Iraq invades Kuwait. That was just Matt, you could probably piggyback. That was probably like my first war that was a big deal to me. I was 13 years old at that time. So
And crazy thing about that, these guys wouldn't know any different now, but first war ever covered on television.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that brought it to our homes because CNN at the time was the only network like that. But they sent guys into there with the infantry divisions and travel with those soldiers. And
It was kind of wild.
Kind of put you inside of it, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And obviously it was terrible, but I guess necessary to some regard. But I remember that vividly, just watching that at home with my dad. And,
Can you imagine being a news reporter and hearing that now you might have to go to war with them just to
yeah, how about the bravery of those guys?
That's crazy.
Well, twofold.
They got to sign up.
I mean, I don't know if it's worth it, but they get paid very, very well. Number one,
should.
And a lot of times those people they're trying to do that to make their career.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
You see a lot of those guys got their start that way.
Without
That's
a
a
doubt,
lot of
yeah.
guys that are giant anchors now started off like that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you gotta give kudos to them. I mean,
Oh,
for
my
going
God,
and doing
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Shit,
It's-
there's no
You think
doubt
they
about
get
that.
paid decent?
I do. I mean, maybe if they're truly the beginners, maybe not because they're probably just throwing them to the wolves. But I think somebody seasoned and
Yeah.
decides to do that, they're getting paid.
Oh no! The one
they-
one guy
they
for
were the,
for Fox News got killed or got not killed but blown apart in the Ukrainian war.
He lived?
Oh,
He was
yeah,
in,
yeah, no, I
just
did hear
recently,
about
just
that.
like a couple
Yeah.
months ago.
Yeah.
Just lost limbs and stuff, and
Yeah, they wear that. What's it? A
Do-
press vest.
They
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
they,
uh-huh.
Helmets
now
and
they
bomb
obviously
gear.
they obviously choose to go do that, right? They don't
Right,
get like
right.
assigned to
Well,
go do that.
There's a
I
draft.
mean,
say
basically,
a little bit of
they're
both.
gonna not have their job if they don't
If
want to
they
do
turn
it.
it
You
down.
think, really? So
Well,
like
guys are trying, like Jeff said, they're trying to break in. Like I don't, Bill Hemmer from Fox News did that way back, and Geraldo was out there.
Geraldo,
on, and
you're
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot about
Yeah,
Geraldo.
he
You're
was
right.
he was right there
It's a good
traveling
call,
with
yeah.
those guys.
So how they wear the like the press vest? Like if an enemy were to see that, like, is that like a war crime if they were to kill them or injure them?
There's been several of those guys have got captured. I mean, guys have been beheaded. I mean, it's definitely not safe.
I was
mean,
going to
it's,
say that it's not like they're not immune from the war.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. It's
No.
not like they're off limits
Well,
like in
and-
the colonial times when the mounted officers didn't get shot
And
at.
they actually may be more of a hot button than others.
yeah,
to be
Nowadays,
honest with you.
especially
Well,
when they want to
normally-
do those propaganda videos where
Without a doubt.
ISIS.
well,
took
and
those,
normally they're on the front lines where
Without
things
a
go
doubt.
going down because people aren't going to watch if they're not
right where they
They're not
actually
showing something good. I agree.
There's actually a movie. It's got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's called Special Correspondence, and I watched. It's with Ricky Gervais, and basically he's this news guy, and I can't remember the plot of the movie, but basically he is pretending that he's in this war zone, and he's like they're playing sound effects in the background. He pretends he's in this war zone as a news correspondent, and then he actually ends up having to go to the war zone, and there's crazy shit that happens. But it's similar to what we're talking about. So go watch that movie. That was a horrible segue,
But bottom line, a lot of bravery there for
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
just the
definitely.
soldiers, but those guys that want to cover the news for us back home here.
All right, I got one here. One of my favorite movies of all time. Could be in my top 5 that's based off of this. William Wallace executed in London, August 5th, 1305.
Oh my goodness.
Barbaric.
Great. You ever seen Braveheart?
No.
Amazing
Good.
film.
You've never seen Braveheart? Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Probably one of the better movies of all time.
It could be a top 10er, definitely.
Great movie. I always watch. Every now and then I watch the end scene of that when they charge at the end.
It's a great surround sound movie.
Really awesome.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Wallace.
And then what he went through in his execution,
all he had to say was mercy, and that was it.
Amazing what they did to him. I mean, if you read about it, I mean, it's just one of the most heinous things that you could ever imagine.
It was.
The drawing and the quartering, the hanging, the disemboweling. I mean, and they were keeping him alive during it. Drugged by horseback through the streets.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Matt, how about this? August 3rd, 1492, Columbus sets sail for the Indies with 3 ships.
What are they?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
Very good.
Good
I
job,
didn't think I had
Soup.
to put those down.
Good
'cause
job,
Yeah,
Soup.
I only know that because of Step Brothers.
I feel like
That's the Nina.
didn't you guys learn that like in kindergarten? I feel like that was one of the first things I learned.
I gotta agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
But I like the Step Brothers reference.
Oh,
The
dude.
Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. I was looking at August 4th, 1952. We actually were talking about this a little bit at the live show.
Yep.
Gambling boss Theodore Rowe murdered by the crew of Sam Giancana.
Yeah, so Sam Giancana was the big Chicago mob boss, and this guy Rowe was an African American guy, and he was running books in the minority parts of the city. And Giancana kind of warned him, like, stop it, or something's going to happen to you. And so, sure enough, he was getting in his car one morning, and guys popped him, and they wanted to take over his racket. But Sam Giancana is a pretty interesting gangster. He's got ties to, I think James answered that question about Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
he did. So he had ties to Sinatra. He had ties to the Kennedys. And a little known fact about him, he was actually rigging elections for the Kennedys. And John F. Kennedy's primary in West Virginia, which many people believe is the reason that he got elected president, West Virginia was a predominantly Protestant state. And Sam Giancana came in and kind of rigged the vote. So JFK was a Catholic. And at that time, it was hard for a Catholic to receive all the vote, especially in a Protestant state. Well, with a little help of old Sam there, they ended up that West Virginia went to JFK Catholic for the first time, and that kind of paved the way. Other states jumped on board and said, this guy ain't that bad. They kind of put religion aside, and it kind of proved. And if you go back and read history a little bit about JFK, people claim the West Virginia thing kind of set him on the course to being what he was.
Wow.
So, and Sam Giancana was involved in that, and he also fixed elections in Chicago, obviously too. But gangsters are pretty interesting fellows.
Oh, no doubt.
You think the Kennedy assassination? You think that was
Job? We gotta have like a panel on that one day. I got so many.
You think it's shit?
I just like going through the whole Kennedys. Where there is people that will swear to you that Sam Giancana was involved in that. He got questioned about it.
I think it's mob related.
I do
100%.
too.
I think
And
it's
you know
mob
why?
related.
Because like I was just saying, he fixed these elections for Kennedy, and then Kennedy went and prosecuted the mob. Bobby Kennedy was his attorney general. They went after mobsters after the mobsters did their dirty work for him and got him elected, and then they turned their backs on him. I really do think there's something to that. I love talking about that topic. I love talking a lot about Kennedy's, just the sketchy things around them, whether Marilyn Monroe and just Ted Kennedy, and there's so much there. Job, I think we should have a show separate on that.
And everybody says, man, they're just that family's filled with so much bad luck, and fuck, they dictate a lot of shit.
Exactly. And their dad was Joe Kennedy. He was a ruthless dude. He got in bed with these mobsters, and he was a tough fellow. So a lot of it they made on their own.
You know what I think is amazing is that JFK was at West Liberty. And
that
picture's awesome.
I remember Uncle Larry was up there. He always talked about it. He was actually a student.
So
then.
they had there's a little thing on the
Shaw Hall.
outside Rogers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right outside of the calf, like right out.
Well, in Shaw Hall, I don't know if you're talking about the same one. When he's addressing everyone in the there's a huge circle around him. He's standing right in the middle.
that little. They have a little like stone out there.
You guys ever go over to the library and you can go up in that archive room? You can see incredible photos from that. It's really neat.
Wow. You should do this because you're still up there. You should go into that archive room.
Amazing place.
We went in there with my graphic design class, and we got to look at books from literally like the 1400s, like that's written in Old English. It's
This
incredible.
is the top of the library.
Yes.
upstairs of the
I've been
library.
upstairs. That might be the one place in West
really
Limited
neat.
I've
You
never
should-
been.
you
I've
should
been
go.
all over West Limited.
I recommend it's a good if you have a lady friend who's actually wants to learn and a thinker and wants
shit,
the
Matt, you got me
perfect
thinking.
date spot. It
shit.
really is.
Yeah,
you
Matt,
go up
very
there,
good.
you can wow her, Jarrett.
Matt,
And then take her to the
out.
Cheesecake Factory.
No, then you take her to Union Grill, or you get
No,
job to
take her
cook
to the
for.
calf.
Yeah, you get job
her
to
to the
cook
calf.
for.
Matt, what happens when you go to the station grill afterwards? Didn't you say something?
Oh yeah, the girl's top comes
Yeah,
off at
comes
the table.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some
Cool place,
there's a
Joe.
book.
Yeah,
I
shit.
think there's a book in. If I'm citation needed on this, I think there's a book in that room that is maybe one of 5 in existence.
Yeah, and you're
Can
not
I
allowed to
steal
take
it?
them out of there. No, well,
Yeah.
they
Look,
they
now
make you
now
get
they're
a-
going to come back on this if it goes missing,
Jared,
and
don't
we're
do
going to
that.
get.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, you
I'm gonna
got to
get
ask
fired.
permission
We're gonna
to get
eat
in there.
I'm gonna
The
get
librarian's
fired.
got to let you in. But I used to go up there for work when we were doing old history research for
They
sports.
make you put gloves on, silk gloves on.
Yeah. If you're going to handle any of the old
So,
books.
if I go into the library and say, "Hey, can I go up to the archive?"
Well,
Well, you
I
would have
think
to have a reason. You'd
yeah,
have to say,
so
well, I'm
I-
working on this thing, project,
Well, I got
blah,
a
blah,
lot of-
blah,
I got-
whatever.
I got
And they
connections.
set up a time for you, I
Yeah,
think.
and you say, all right, Jarrett, you can have it for 45 minutes, half an hour, whatever.
No shit.
Actually, I didn't know nothing about
It's
that either.
really
That's
cool.
super
It's-
cool.
it's
I've
really
been
You
to
know
West
that?
Lib for
And they have, I think
years.
they have small little knickknacks of stuff. They have old little sculptures of things that they found that are ancient. It's
Yeah,
really
it's,
cool.
It's fascinating. I could spend hours, and I lost
West
track of
Lib
time when I
Museum.
was being
we
there.
we learned how to because we did a gold foil, if you know what gold foil
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and a lot of books back in medieval times that were written that were original copies. They had a lot of gold foil on them, so we got to go in and look at the original ones that were.
Oh, that's
it's-
pretty
They
cool.
had-
I didn't know that either.
They
Yeah,
didn't
really
have
cool.
Lizzie Borden's axe in there, did they? She's on there again, Job. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah,
August
her.
4th, 1892.
Yeah,
Lizzie?
Yeah, that's what did it. The demon inside of her.
Hey, you see this too, Matt? August 4th, 1873, Custer's first clash with the
Yeah.
Sioux at
Right,
Tongue River.
yeah, that was his first, and then the last stand comes a little bit later than that, and that's what we do every
yeah.
Monday with our bullet holes. Yesterday it was compliments of rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
But yeah,
You guys got
Custer's
slaughtered
first
yesterday.
stand, and now you got Better's last stand. So
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, little plug here. New shirts are in the store. Better's Last Stand and Champ Signature. So go check those
check
out.
the
those
champ
out.
signature was
Anything else?
Super
Awesome.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever's idea that was.
That's mine.
Unbelievable.
Sick, dude.
It's so
I want
cool,
one
man.
on a polo so
Yeah,
bad.
and
Great
I-
idea.
And I was
Great idea.
when I was making that, I was going to put his picture on it. Then I put just his signature, and I think just with the signature, it just makes it
Well, it's funny you say that. In my opinion, the cool part about the shirt is its simplicity.
it's so
That's
simple.
awesome. I don't know
Agree with
what.
that, yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know why I thought of that. It
No,
was
you
like,
thought of the Thrasher
oh,
shirt.
there's a shirt. There's a Thrasher shirt, the skateboard magazine that just was like. It's got a this. It looks like a
Thrasher-
third grader drew this guy skating, and I was like, this shirt is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And every store that I've gone to that has it doesn't have my size, and it just kills me because I want this goddamn
Simple shirt for a
Yeah,
simple
it's-
man
Yeah,
named
right?
Champ.
There it is,
Yeah,
right?
it was
That's
fucking
it.
sweet.
All right.
Good idea, though.
Anything else this week in history?
Well, just real fast. I don't remember if the camera was rolling then or not, but we mentioned Houdini.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched anything on him, Jub? I imagine you probably have.
I used to watch because another week ago on a tangent here. James Randi, who debunks a lot of magicians and stuff, he was talking about how
Well,
everything.
Houdini used to do that too.
Well, and that's what he was saying about how a lot of stuff that Houdini did, he would tell you how he did it.
Right.
He would show you
Yeah.
how he did it.
No, fascinating stuff if you ever read or watch videos on him. Incredible. The stuff that he did, how he defied death. But he always was trying to make it seem as real as can be, and he did. He kind of proved a lot of trickster magicians and those kind of people in his time.
He went a little too far. though.
Yeah.
So he's like the 1920s Chris Angel.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I actually looked at this
Fascinating
because I was
stuff.
kind of confused on how this all took place, especially back in 1926.
Yeah.
Did you guys? 'Cause I guess he had a buzzer inside the
Yes.
coffin.
Yes.
And then there was also which still blows my mind at that time of life that they were able to put a telephone line in the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. In 1926,
Wow.
I mean, that's crazy.
So is that how he would get air? I don't.
to let them know in case if something
Yeah.
was
Shit-
happening.
yeah, shit went
How,
sideways.
how was he getting air
That,
down there?
honestly, that's the other
he
thing.
wasn't.
He never told anyone.
No. He would go underwater
said he-
tied
oh,
up.
He worked on his breathing for months,
That's what
building
they
up
said.
for that.
That's what
to
they said.
barely even compressed his chest
And
at all.
what
to
I
take
would
the
say-
shortest breaths possible to still stay oxygenated.
And I would say that he is far more impressive than Chris Angel or the new guys
David
because
Blaine.
he had no no special effects. Like he had no post like stuff that they can do in post. He had no technology. It was all
And all of it, he came up with himself.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you this. In Savannah, Georgia, there's some unbelievable bars, and there's one where a magician walks around while you're sitting there getting your drinks, and people will tip him. The card tricks he does right in front of your face with his sleight of hand stuff, it's unbelievable.
You ever see the guys that they'll
actually a
show
good
you a
idea.
trick and they'll take your watch off during the trick? It's incredible.
Is it?
Go look it up. It's
Yeah,
it's
neat
scary how good these pickpocketers are.
Yeah.
But I say check out Houdini if you haven't
Yeah.
before. And also, August 7th, 1606, Macbeth first performed for King James I. You guys like Shakespeare?
Man,
Any of you guys know any Shakespeare?
LeBron's been around for a while.
Did you have Mr. Volpe?
No, I didn't. He was gone before.
Well, that moral of the story, that's where he was a huge Shakespeare guy at Wheeling
Yeah.
Central. He was the teacher. And I tell you what, that's not my thing, but his excitement for it can make you maybe like it a little bit. It's above my pay grade. To be
think
honest.
Yeah, no,
so.
it's, a lot of it's
Above
too
that,
deep for me,
yeah.
but some of the stuff I can appreciate.
I do like reading, but I would say my personal preference, I would put Edgar Allan Poe. I like Edgar Allan Poe more than Shakespeare.
Understood.
I'd probably lean that way too.
Didn't Shakespeare invent like some 100 words or something like that? Isn't he?
Yeah, they
I'm gonna look
said
that up
to
while
have
we
been.
talk
Job,
about
he
it.
probably made more than that.
Words.
absolutely.
Yeah, words that don't mean anything.
Corn, burger.
Well, there's people that think Shakespeare
Schoolyard.
wasn't even a real guy, like he was an imposter.
See, to me, it reminds me, and this is a really horrible example because I'm not downplaying the Bible. Like, for me to sit down and read the Bible, I just don't. I don't understand it sometimes. So to me, I think sometimes Shakespeare and the way that they talked and the way that they communicate, it's just very hard for me to understand.
I said he invented a couple hundred words.
Thousands?
He invented 1,700 words that are still used in the English language today. Like
Yeah.
impressive.
Do you have an example?
And
of
yeah,
one?
give me an example.
To be or not to be. There's a famous quote.
Bandit,
Yeah, bandit.
critic,
No way.
dauntless, elbow.
Actually, that's
Well,
probably
like when he created
Elbow.
his words,
No.
can you imagine reading this and like it's just
An
some
old
page
English,
full of
right?
shit he
No,
made
no.
up.
yeah.
Green-eyed, lackluster, lonely.
What did they call an elbow before?
Well, no, elbow as in a verb, like I elbowed
Help.
Jeff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kinda
Anyway, yeah, that was
Bandit. That's good.
this
Critic's
week in
pretty cool.
history. Let's because I think we're running short. We're starting to
Probably
get to our
about time,
time here.
yeah.
Let's hit it up with a little hot pick cold mug. I think now here I might catch some shit for this. I think we need to rename it.
oh, wow.
Dude, I'm in.
I'm fine with that.
I'm in. We just
Jake,
need to.
what came up out of this?
Because I think number one,
The idea's
we
there.
kind of pirated it to begin with.
that's true.
And it's too close to the original, which is
Hey,
hot
now I
take,
wanna-
cold
hot
throne.
seat, cool throne.
Hey, but
Which-
today I heard this on a show that I was listening to. The Song of Fire and Ice, like the George R. Martin from Game of Thrones. They actually called their version of this Fire and Ice. So,
Oh,
but how
shit.
how did they able to get
yeah,
away
but
with it?
but I think theirs is still a little different. Like our title was too close to
this
theirs.
How about like relates to the Pine Room, Smoke and Snow.
Smoking
Jon Snow going to have his
Smoke
own
is
show
good.
coming up
Smoke
too.
is
Smoke,
good.
Smoke and what's cold in the Pine Room?
You can do
well, beer.
Coles,
So
Coles,
Smoke and beer.
Coors Light.
Coles and mug.
Smoke and beer. I don't know.
I don't know.
That was
Anyway,
margarita
we're
machine.
gonna
I got a hot
we're
pit.
all right.
Wow.
Officially, we're going to rename it. Officially, right here. No going back. We're gonna rename
So
it.
this is the last ever hot pick.
Well, maybe not the
last.
last one because I doubt we're gonna come up with a name next week. So if not, just this goes.
I feel like I've been thinking of these for 20 weeks.
I know.
and I can't
Yeah,
come
me
up with
too.
anything.
We say
it all
And I'm
the
usually
time.
pretty good.
we're
at
gonna
that.
nail one, but we're gonna rename it anyway. Let's go with
Hot monkey, cold monkey.
hot chimp, cold bababoon.
We should kind of tailor. If we could figure something out around a monkey, that would be
Ice
kind of
monkey
funny.
and
That'd be kind of cool.
All right, anybody with a hot pit? I got one.
I got
I got a cold monkey, but
I got a live one,
I
which is
actually
crazy.
have-
It just
I
came
actually-
across my screen.
uh-oh.
And honestly, Senate passes bill to provide health benefits to veterans exposed to toxic burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan. My question is, why in the fuck did we wait this
Yeah,
long?
yeah,
At the end of the
yeah,
day,
it's a
I
very
cannot
good
believe we have to
question.
worry about our poor troops that are fighting for us,
Yeah.
and they have to
Well,
worry about having to take care of
that's
themselves.
our Congress for you.
Fucking bullshit. So
Yeah.
that's my hot pit, live and direct.
They should have had that in there in that 90 when Iraq invaded Kuwait, Jeff. That
Honestly,
should have been
right?
in then.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I guess we could probably go on and on about that kind of
Sure.
stuff too.
Yeah.
But I got two quick ones.
Go ahead, sir.
And I got hot pits this week.
Two.
You rarely
2 hot
get
pits
in a row?
Two quick ones.
I like hungry
Okay,
job.
so number
Angry
one.
job. I
number
love it.
one.
Wow.
Italian Fest was this weekend. Went down to the Italian Fest, and I talked about it on the podcast. I said one of the favorite things about the Italian Fest that I was going to go get, that I went down there specifically to get, was birch beer. And they had no fucking birch beer. All I wanted
Outrage.
was a birch beer. That's all I wanted. I was parched. I had a cold mug too.
Did you have a lemonade?
Anton Cucina. What's the
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, the Cucina. What was the
what
place
he's
we got
going.
the sandwiches from? Anita's Cucina. Anita's Cucina. Anita's Kitchen in Italian. Had a stand down there. Incredible stuffed pepper sandwich. If you ever have where are they at? Youngstown, Ohio. Go to Anita's. I hope I'm saying that right. Anita's Cucina. Anyway, that's against the. That's aside from the
good.
point. No birch beer. Shame on you, Italian Fest. I'll never come again.
Nick said that's a disgrace to his heritage, that Italian festival.
And I'll tell you this. Oh, God, I got a bunch from the Italian festival. Why are they serving Chinese food at the Italian festival?
All inclusive, Job.
But it's the Italian festival. The Chinese food's not Italian. That's not even my hot pit. I just thought about
We
that.
can't discriminate. Come on.
Anyway.
But, Job, people
Not
who
allowed
go
to
to the Italian Fest, enjoy the Chinese food, come home and be like, wow, the Italian Fest was great. I'm going back next year. Because they
To
had the
eat
Chinese
chicken on a
food.
stick.
Also, no pizza at the Italian festival.
Now that I find amazing.
That's
doesn't even
blasphemous.
I can't believe it.
I mean,
That's
how is
absolutely
that?
blasphemous.
Where
God,
can you go anywhere in the world and there's not pizza?
That is the
Fact.
crazy.
Next
Or unless
year.
if they were trying to point people to the Carlos.
Nah,
Do you think
maybe.
maybe that's
Maybe.
all it
No.
was?
They used to have a stand
That's
down
what
there.
I thought
But
too. yeah.
they have 20 stands dedicated to turkey legs. Like
Right.
what? Who wants a
And
half
honestly,
live greasy turkey leg?
Our Ohio
unbelievable
Valley
sandwich.
actually is pizza is one of the only things this place has,
Yeah.
food-wise,
Yeah.
really.
So more like a turducken.
sandwich
Was that like a turducken?
Yeah,
Yeah, madness.
this big
God, a
greasy
big,
mutton
a big
leg.
turkey leg on its 90
Oh,
degrees.
fuck
and-
that.
Yum.
But anyway,
Yeah.
my main hot pit to this is I cannot stand it when people walk around with zero sense of urgency in a crowd.
me too,
when you
John.
walk around like I got stuck from the length of the Italian Fest.
Behind somebody
it took
slow?
me 20 minutes to get to the other side of the Italian Fest. I get it. You want to look around and do stuff. But eventually, you just got to say, okay, if I see something I like, I'll stop. People take so long. Like, people will stop. Now, granted, if I'm there's two lanes. There's one going south, one going north. No, you can't get around people. It's tucked in there. So if you're stuck behind someone, you're stuck behind it. You can't get around them. And normally there's two people walking side by side. So people will stop and they'll back up 40 people behind them with zero self-awareness that they're doing it. I watched it. Now, granted, I'm not talking shit on people with disabilities, but there's a lady in one of those chairs, the motored chairs, quite large woman, and she took up a
She
good
gets to
amount
work out
of
with a knife and fork, huh?
Yeah, she took up a large amount of the walkway, and that's a whole nother tangent.
That's a
that I
hot
could go
pit.
in.
That's a hot pit for next show.
And
Fuck that.
she
Make them bastards faster.
she's not even faster.
Take
She's
the governor off those
she's-
things.
She's going forward on this thing, and every 5 feet she stops and looks around. No care for the 150 people behind her. Stops, looks around, goes forward 10 feet. Stops, looks around, goes forward 10 feet. She did that the entire length of the thing with zero self-awareness that people were trying to get by her.
I'm going to be stereotypical right now. I guarantee we paid for the goddamn wheelchair.
Yeah,
We're paying for
guaranteed.
food down at the Italian festival. All that. All the above.
So does that
guaranteed.
mean? So should we be able to like slash your tires?
Well, no, my question
Drain her
is,
battery.
so if people are able to do that, and this is a legit question I want to ask the panel, if people are legit able and they don't have no self-awareness, like you said, and I'll be honest, if people with no self-awareness drives me up a fucking wall,
oh, yes.
my question is it okay for you to be rude and say, please excuse me, I need to get past you?
I thought about
But,
that.
I
just
thought about
guarantee
that,
you they
Jeff.
would get upset with me.
I don't have a problem with that either, though.
But it's just like,
Well, could you?
I
be-
could go on and on
could-
about it.
Me
but
too.
what?
I guess it depends on the way you do. I mean, you could say, hey, get out of the way, dumb fuck.
The-
But I guess the please excuse me
yeah,
is a little tolerable.
Yeah, right.
The very first thing that I do when I'm in one of those lines is if I stop to look at something, I step away
Well,
so
of
that
course.
people get
Absolutely.
because
Why?
I'm
Because you have common
I'm a
courtesy.
conscious
Absolutely.
conscious human
The
being.
last thing you want to do
Job,
is
you gotta-
hold somebody up. Absolutely.
We got to realize where we live.
Well,
and
it's
the
not even
demographic.
that
has a
though.
lot to do with
But I guarantee you, if you go any, well, yeah,
There's
take
a lot
that
of
back.
places. It's
Yeah,
like
I
that a lot.
guarantee.
Yes.
Well, I mean, in New York too. I mean, I got yelled at in New York,
We
but
live
I
on-
wasn't even
Well,
like.
because you look that there's
I
an
guess-
excuse.
yeah,
New
that's a
York
little
City
different.
versus downtown.
But anyway,
Wheeling.
it's
I
just
mean,
like,
come on.
if
I mean,
you're-
tourists
If
don't
you're
come to
at one of those
Italian
events
festival.
and you know that people were behind you, or you know people got to get anywhere, even if you're going to any events where maybe it's not that public, just have some self-awareness,
Absolutely.
just a little bit. Just look, just be kind and courteous.
People
to
don't have it on the road. They don't have it
No,
anywhere.
it
The
just-
supermarket, wherever you're at, they don't care.
They
These
don't
people
care.
are just
Don't care.
just disgraceful people
Me,
everywhere.
me,
Hey,
me.
And
Yes.
they're probably all,
All
from
selfish.
Ohio.
Yeah, but
Well,
anyway.
50-50
Sorry, I was a
chance
jo-
at
it was a
least.
Anyways,
joke.
I'm going
It
to
was a
say this.
joke.
I'm going to say this. Huge disappointment at the Italian Festival this
Really?
year. Huge disappointment.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm glad that our city does have a lot of nice. But I could care less if I go down to the Italian Fest. Just gonna be honest.
Like,
Agreed.
Kind of lost us luster. I
Agreed.
guess,
yeah,
Sadly.
yeah.
I could. Anyway,
All right, on
I'm
to the
done.
next one.
Yeah,
or-
go
okay.
ahead.
Who else has something?
I have. Go ahead, Jer.
I had a hot pit. It might take a little bit. So do you have a quick one?
Yeah, I
Okay,
got.
it won't take long. Go ahead.
My hot pit is, and this is like, I got to get this off my chest because
Oh boy,
Our Lady of Peace
this will be
chest.
real serious.
yes, and it's actually kind of starting to upset me thinking about it. And when I speak it out into existence, then I know it gets off my chest, and you guys can help me handle this. Permane Brothers.
Oh boy.
Okay, I still cannot figure out how we did not win that contest. Because for anyone that doesn't know, we entered a contest with the top 10 porches, basements, anything like that. Top 10 then got a Permane sponsorship. Permane Brothers would give you sandwiches for the whole football season.
Right, Pittsburgh theme.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh, yeah.
theme. The
Shrine to the
only
bird.
thing I can think of, and I went back to look at everything, all of the locations were close to the downtown main Permane
No.
Brothers.
Yeah.
And one of them didn't have any Pittsburgh stuff hung up. It was just a TV and a grill. And I could not believe it. So I have beef this entire football season with Permane Brothers.
Fuck you, Permane.
So I need somebody from their team, social media team, their CEO, someone come on and explain to me how we didn't win.
Yeah.
I think, in honesty, I'm going to give you the answer, and I know, and obviously we did you guys did an absolute phenomenal job. I don't think we followed the rules.
With the
What?
three
With
pictures?
I think at the end of the day, I think maybe, and the collage was a little bit of my idea. I think the collage kind of hurt us a little bit because it technically wasn't one picture, right? I mean, at the end of the day, and I think, didn't they say they wanted, did they say specifically room or cave?
No, because
No.
this one dude had an outside patio.
the one
with
they
a
was
said,
grill.
they
outside.
said deck, outside area, or man cave.
Okay, all right. Then I
And
stand
here's
corrected.
and here's
I
a
stand
point to
corrected.
that. They didn't say one picture. They said one file.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
upload
Oh, okay.
one file.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was not 9 megabytes.
So then,
I think
Soup,
was
I
the-
agree with
I'll
you.
be honest with you.
I'll eat my words.
I just need
I'll eat
somebody
my
to come
words.
on and
Yeah.
explain to me
Please.
because here, there was 10 uploaded. I'll be honest with you, maybe 2 beats this place. Maybe. Not 7 more after that.
But here's the thing: are you talking about like a man cave that might beat us because of the Steeler stuff?
No, Jub, I'm talking all 10 that won. The man caves, the porches, whatever.
But I'm saying, are the 2 that beat us man caves like in a basement?
yes, and they only had 1 TV.
Exactly,
still
but
can't
that's
get
the
over
thing.
that.
Doesn't beat this.
It
place.
doesn't. I
What,
can't believe
because
it.
you have 7,000 things
Yeah,
of the
Jub,
Steelers
and
hanging on
I
up.
think it's,
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
with
it's because we weren't close to the location.
I think it's because
but
we
I
were in
can't-
West Virginia.
Yeah, I couldn't
Maybe
believe it.
beca-
That's
maybe-
my hot
Actually,
pick.
that would be good to know. Were all they literally from PA?
Probably.
I
Yeah.
think.
I'll see. There
I
you
mean,
go.
we had to be the best,
We're-
at
we-
least
we're 10
closest to their store in West Virginia.
We're 12 minutes from a Permane's.
Number one, they're missing out on this whole place in general, the whole place in
100%.
general, and we would pub this thing like
Yes.
incredible.
We'd be
Can we
doing-
get our legal counsel involved
Yeah.
with that, please? I think
We need to find
If
out
it's
what
okay with you
happened.
guys, I'm gonna get on our podcast account and start DMing them.
Okay.
Like,
hate.
not hate, but I need an answer.
That place has went downhill
I
a
wouldn't
lot,
like an
sadly.
answer.
No,
I would agree with
Yeah,
that, too.
but
Shut
anyway,
it down.
we don't like you. But if you want to give us money,
No, I forgive you. It's not even that I don't like
no,
you.
I
just
don't.
Good. Forgiveness.
Yeah, no forgiveness.
Good. Forgiveness
I
is
don't.
the
Trevor's like,
Christian way.
simple as that. I don't fucking like you.
I don't.
All right, Jared,
I know.
talk to me.
Real quick, I will go because we're getting kind of late here. I just wanted to bring up one that I found kind of interesting, and I wanted to see what you guys
Is it
thought
cool or
on it. Hot pit. So Twitch, again, me being a nerd here, Twitch, the popular video game streaming, well, now it's turned into so many different streaming platform. There's been a lot of big streamers on the platform have moved to gambling streams. So they've been paid by these companies, like these overseas slot companies, to gamble. They'll give them money, and then on their stream they'll gamble to show people that they can go do this themselves. And they've got a lot of slack from people saying that this is a horrible look for them, and you're giving a bad impression that you're not going to be able to win all this money. My thought is that if you're dumb enough to think that you can make money on slots and gambling,
especially online.
I got news for you.
You're
an idiot anyway.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that people should these streamers should be getting backlash for getting paid to do this?
Put up a warning in the
absolutely
beginning,
not.
and then you're good.
Put a
That's on you.
disclaimer.
That's on you.
Again, it comes back to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
and people are so mad. Like you're giving people this false hope. And
Everyone wants
all
to
this
blame
and that.
everybody else for what they fuck up.
Exactly.
If you can't bet within your means, call 1-800-GAMBLE and
There
they'll
you
give you a
go.
law.
Yeah, exactly.
We have it every day.
Exactly. Yeah, this guy that I watch says he's down $10 million. So that's to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he was down $10 million, he had to have $10 million, right?
Well, yeah, no, he's
I don't feel
1%.
that sorry for him. man.
1% of 10 million would do unbelievable things
Well,
to me right
yeah,
now.
I'm going
that's
to tell you this right now, Matt. He ain't missing that $10 million.
No,
No,
and that's
I
the
would say
thing,
not.
Like,
I'd say not.
And he tells people this, like, you're not going to win. Do not gamble. You're not going to win. And people don't listen.
Yeah, for those people that don't know, the slot machines are the most rigged thing in the
Yes,
casino.
absolutely.
Second to the table games, and then you've got a fighting chance at sports betting, and that's you're never gonna win that
Even
either.
that's
Yeah,
rigged.
Yeah. Well, it's to some extent.
And
yes.
I would say for the majority, what happens is these places, they want you to win because
Absolutely.
then
Yes.
you
hooked.
keep coming back.
Well, why do you think everybody gives you free money?
Yes.
It's the whole reason.
That's
Sign-up
it.
bonuses
Yeah,
everywhere.
So my hot pit is just if you think you can win money gambling.
Do you guys actually know? And I know a lot of people that play those games. Do you guys? Does anybody know anyone that's won an online jackpot? I'm not talking like a few $100 or even $1,200. I'm talking
No.
like
Like thousands?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've never
No,
heard of
personally,
anyone
no.
that I know or that anybody that knows anybody that has.
No, personally, I do.
Because it's
I
not
do
real
not.
life.
Right,
It's not real
but
life.
I do know people that have hit jackpots in casinos in
Uh-huh.
person.
Yeah,
I
like
think
maybe
we all
like
know
couple
that.
thousand, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean I've known a few people that have hit 25, and but I've never heard of anyone that hit an online an app.
No.
So I think they're like triply rigged.
Yeah.
right.
No, you're right, Jared. I think those people
crazy.
should just back off.
Actually, I went live.
Oh, yeah, you
I
went
had
live.
another one, but I'm gonna wait till next week now.
Matt?
Oh, all right. Mine's pretty a cold monkey. So
Cold
we
chimp.
talked about Mattress Mac on the show, and I even had his thing down there. But he's doing this thing now at his store, 200% cash back on these furniture purchases if the Astros win the World Series. So people are actually getting money back and store credits, like more than what they actually spent. And now he's up to where he has $10 million invested in this Astros winning the World Series. He bet in
that's wild.
Louisiana, Nevada, and Iowa so far. He spread this $10 million around. If the Astros win the World Series right now, he would win $72.66 million.
But so explain it to me again. I remember you explained it way back. So if the Astros win,
Right.
So all
all those people are getting free furniture
Free
plus
stuff.
plus store credits of more than what they
But
actually
obviously,
spent.
if the Astros don't win,
Then they gotta pay.
They got to pay.
And he
all
covers
that,
his
and
$10
he'll
million.
cover his 10 million.
Yeah.
He'll probably make
Crazy.
more than the 10 million.
Well,
right?
honestly, I think this time he would prefer to give the stuff away free because the 72, because he got the Astros early on at very good prices. $10 million to win 72.66. I'm not sure, and I'm
And the Astros can do it. Which is nuts.
72.66 is probably not going to be what he's going to make in actual furniture. I would say he's going to come out ahead, obviously, because that's how he sets
God,
it up.
he's selling
But
a lot of furniture. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, how much can you sell?
Well, people come.
Well,
come
and then
over.
again, though, if you think about it, they have several stores, and Houston is the 4th biggest city in our country. So
that's
I mean,
true.
I
That's
don't,
that's one of those stores
and then
that
people drive for miles, probably.
yeah.
to be
But
part of the excitement.
Yeah.
I always think that like those furniture stores, it's like one of those things where you like once you move into the place, like you get a lot of action, and then
Yeah,
how
and
many
then-
people can buy
right,
furniture?
right, and
then
how
it
many
just-
new people are coming, and how
Yeah.
many? Well, hey,
That's a valid
and if
point,
you
too.
were a West Virginia fan, maybe they just burn all their furniture and they got to
yeah.
buy more.
Yeah.
Buy more, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I had.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hey, well, fellas,
okay.
congrats on episode 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congrats.
20, yes.
Good job.
I'll
That was a
round us
long
off
one.
with real quick. I'll round us off real quick on a happy good. Not that was not a happy note. I guess that's a great note.
Well, I could
but
do shark attacks or something if you want to
Okay,
talk
well,
something.
If you're going to give me
Devastating.
monkey business, I better believe it.
Here we go. Bank robbery. Going down, I think it was early 90s. Bank robbery, downtown New York. Guy comes in with a gun, holds up the cashiers, the people in there, holds them up. Monkey comes through the door. Coming through the door, attacks the robber, punches, beats him up. Everybody's going, yeah, we won. Or, no, we didn't win, but yeah, he beat him. He beat him. We're safe. Monkey takes the gun, takes the money, leaves.
That's a true story.
True story.
Didn't fucking happen.
I love
The thing
it.
is, though, I kind of believe that.
Took
Like,
the
someone
gun,
sent the monkey in
took the
there.
What are
money.
they going to do? Arrest him?
And he got on the subway and went to Coney Island.
Yep, got on his horse.
Got a hot dog.
Bing bong.
All right, well, that's enough
unbelievable.
for us this week. Thanks for stopping by. A couple housekeeping things. I don't know
You got
if
a
they're
lot of
housekeeping
them.
things.
Run through them.
I'll run through them real quick. I know you probably won't stick around till this point, but if you do, thank you for watching the whole thing, and thank you for listening to the whole thing. But anyway, here we go. All right, top of the order. Number 1, Monday. This upcoming Monday, 2 o'clock. A couple guys here at the desk, they are headed, and a couple guys not here at the desk, are headed down to the studios at WKKX to do a live show at 2 o'clock. They will be doing a live show, a live sports show, regional sports covering everything from teams to players, highlighting different stuff from around the valley. Obviously, we'll break into it first and then probably be able to get more detailed as the weeks go on. But that is 2 o'clock, WKKX, WVLY. You can find those both online at watchdognetwork.com. I have a mind like an elephant. Secondly, we have the store is up and running. That is thepineroomshop.com. You can go on there right now. We got a new. If you go onto the tabs on the left, we have a new section which has all of our new stuff: the Bettor's Last Stand and the Champ Signature Clothes. Those you can get online. Hey, we're not scamming you. We got good price. Matt had a shirt on yesterday. It's good quality.
Purple.
Only I will say, they do run a little small, so be aware of that.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So make sure when you're getting, at least for the T-shirts and the long sleeve shirts, they
Pump
do
it up.
run small. So
go buy
It does look good.
Coach has a colonoscopy tomorrow, so everybody hopefully
Wish him well.
Hold on.
Keep him in your prayers.
Well, by the time they're hearing this, he'll have
He'll
recovered.
have survived.
Yes. So I've noticed that as he had drank the thing, he's getting closer and closer to the
That's so
house.
true.
To the outhouse.
But
huh?
anyway, that is going on. Thirdly, we have 2 live shows coming up. It's Scaffidi's on the 10th, and then Generations on the 17th.
Yep.
Those are both live shows that will be including high school sports, high school players, high school coaches, or not high school sports, high school football to be specific. Those will be run by a group of us. You'll get to meet some players, meet some coaches, learn some cool stuff about whatever they have to talk about.
More
But-
importantly, you meet us.
Yes, I'll be signing autographs.
Right.
No, I won't be. But if you want them, I guess I will.
Will there be a monkey there?
Yes, we'll have. No, I wish we had a
Pet
pirate
monkey. That'd be cool.
Champ's close enough, guys.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's what, Neanderthal.
Yes.
We have
The missing link.
the Bettor's Last Stand. That'll be coming out tomorrow, so it'll be out yesterday. So you'll get to see that. That's episode 3. Unfortunately, we got rained out towards the end, so next week they'll get into a little bit more depth, hopefully, of some NFL
We'll come
talk.
back and touch on Cooley's Bucks a little bit more.
Yeah, so that's out. You can find that on the Pine Room, anywhere you listen to the podcast, YouTube, Spotify.
Email
Apple
us on
Music.
the hate mail, too.
Yes. Give us feedback on things you want to see, things you want us to do, things you want us to talk about, or things you hate, who you hate.
Who in the Pine Room you think you could beat up?
Yes, that'd be great, and I think I know who would get that award pretty quick. Actually, no, I don't. Probably me. Anyway,
Probably me.
yeah, we got that. Go check out our social media at the Pine Room Podcast across the board: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Go check it out. We have some new stuff in the works, maybe. So new shows that might be coming out alongside Bettor's Last Stand underneath the Pine Room Studios umbrella. So you get to see all those stuff coming out. We got a lot of stuff going on, so keep updated. Make sure you, if you see us out, ask us about it. We like to hear people that are into the show, and it means a lot. That
If you see us out, and you mentioned, because your dad said this to me the other day, he ran into some people he couldn't remember their names. So if you see us out, anybody out, and you tell us your name, email us too.
Yes.
Contact at
Yeah, we'll give you a
thepineroomspodcast.com
Yeah.
so we can remember your name and get it spelled right and give you a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll take a picture with you.
Yeah, so
Autograph it too.
we're not there. We're not quite there yet.
Nobody
but-
would want that.
Yeah, but anyway, I want to thank you guys from all of us here in the Pine Room. Thank you for sticking with us for 20 episodes. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but to us, it certainly
Good stuff.
it certainly feels
Congrats,
like
fellas.
a lot. Thank you for sticking with us, and here's to another great 20. We look forward to you next
If we don't
week.
retire.
Yes, well, yeah, if we don't shut it down. So we look forward to seeing you next time in the Pine Room. Thank you,
Yippee-ki-yay.
guys.
Peace.
Bye.